Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode, Flag on the Plate, episode 47. I'm back here with the guys, and I also got a special guest in here, my dog, Drew, from Pick Aside, of course. How y'all feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
Great, man.
1 week closer to football.
Yeah, we
College
mad.
football 25. College
Yeah,
football 25
a
in a
week,
week, bro.
college football 25, bro. We about to be in training camp. Yeah, this is about to be wild. So, I'm not gonna lie, Drew, since you're here, I'm not gonna lie. This wasn't gonna be the topic, but it has to, because I'm not gonna lie, we all saw it today. So I'm gonna just present it on the screen. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it, bro. We gotta talk about the Steelers game.
I'll tell you what, that's a beautiful tweet right there. That looks good.
It's a nice tweet, but what you put in here is malarkey.
All right, so I'm assuming the floor is mine right now. So it's time for me to get all my thoughts across. One thing I'll say before we go, Keenan Allen deserves to be here. That was a mistake of mine. He definitely should be in one of these tiers. Honestly, I really like Keenan Allen's game before he got injured. He probably would be in that tier 4 for me, truthfully. You have him in with that Mike Evans with this is a fragile name because this is the name that I've been getting fried up with all day. But Devontae Adams, probably Puka Nacua, and DJ Moore. That's probably the tier that I would have Keenan in. That being said, in hindsight, I wish so terribly that I put Devontae Adams in that tier 3 because I feel like I would have gotten so much less hate. Because truthfully, I look at this tiers list and I really don't see much wrong with it. Tier 1, it's self-explanatory. Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. To me, talent-wise, those are the 3 most talented guys in the league. Tyreek Hill, every single season, is going to put up ridiculous numbers. Justin Jefferson, talent-wise, is probably the most refined guy. Best hands, best route runner, probably everything that you want in a wide receiver Justin Jefferson can give you. And then Jamar Chase, again, similar boat as a Justin Jefferson. I just feel like he doesn't have that same level of output that Jettas puts out there. But last season still put up 1,200 yards, still had monster blow-up games with Jake Browning. To me, I still think that he's a tier 1 guy. Tier 2, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown. I mean, what's wrong with that right there? Those 2 guys should be together. I think CeeDee separated a little bit with A.J., but I think these 2 guys are on the same playing field. I just think that CeeDee Lamb has no counterpart, but A.J. Brown plays with Devonta Smith, so obviously he's not going to get that same level of volume that CeeDee Lamb's getting. Amon-Ra, if y'all know me, that's my dog right there. I love Amon-Ra. He has validated me from day 1. I think that I could have contemplated putting him in tier 2, but I feel like respecting Brandon Ayuk and respecting Garrett Wilson's skill set and talent, I think I needed to group all 3 of these guys together because Brandon Ayuk is in the conversation for best route runner in the National Football League. And if you don't know that yet, go do your homework, go watch the film, go look at all these separation stats, go look at the routes ran per run, or what is it? Yards per route run. This guy is at the top of almost every single advanced stat. Brandon Ayuk is unbelievable. And then Garrett Wilson, with Aaron Rodgers, he will validate this placement. Now, this is where I understand tier 4. We already got into conversations about this. Mike Evans was amazing. DJ Moore was amazing. Devontae Adams was amazing considering situation with Aiden O'Connell and Jimmy Garoppolo early in the year. Puka Nacua, you could say I slighted him. This guy was top 5 in yards. This guy broke the rookie record for yards and receptions. I feel like this tier list is perfectly done outside of Devontae Adams into tier 3 because I feel like a lot of less people would have been in my comments talking crazy.
All right. So before any one of y'all go, I gotta get my input on it because you well explained it. I'll give you that. But goddamn, Drew, fuck, man. So look,
one thing about me, I'm gonna explain myself.
I'm gonna go next.
I'll just put it like this: the fact that Devontae Adams to me is not in tier 1 or tier 2, to me is blasphemy. He didn't get worse at all. As a football player, as a wide receiver, he didn't get worse at anything at all. His production just dropped because of the bad QB play. Man, when we watch Devontae Adams, he's still the same guy. Let me keep going. Let me keep looking. Amara,
bro.
Yeah, I'll get to the Diggs part. I'll get to that shit later.
Oh man.
Tier 3 is. The way you did the tiers is to me is crazy. It's like, I don't think Amon-Ra is on a tier, totally 2 different tiers of DJ Moore. That's just me personally. I don't see the argument. I don't see how he's even leading the tier 3. My main thing already talking about Stephon Diggs. This why the Stephon Diggs hate to me is like, and you got him like literally last. It's kind of laughable.
He's on he's in that tier. It was like no guys above anybody else.
There's no way a half of a season you're telling me that he's in a tier with Nico Collins. He's Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs. No, relax.
Nico Collins is like that.
There's no way you are telling me that Diggs and Nico Collins are in the same tier. There is no way you're telling me Amon-Ra St. Brown and Stephon Diggs are on 2 different tiers.
They are.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Oh, nah. Yeah, a different tier. Yeah, because Amon-Ra ain't nowhere near him. I'm sorry.
That's true. They're on
we got Durag Dave in here.
Yeah,
yo, shout out to my dog.
That's
Durag.
my dog. Durag my dog.
Durag's my dog too. I fuck with Durag, but he be on casual when he talks about Amon-Ra that he's not even a top 10 guy. So when it comes to Durag,
I mean, he's not.
He's not a top 10 receiver.
To be honest with you guys, I'll be really transparent with you, and then I'm gonna let you guys all have the floor. To say Amon-Ra is not top 10 is disgustingly casual. If you guys want to ignore numbers, right? Ignore numbers, because at a certain point we gotta respect him. We gotta respect 1,500 because that's irregular. 1,500 yards is irregular. Doing that regardless of the offense, it does not matter to me when production is the level of Amon-Ra St. Brown. He goes into a playoff setting. He's the same dominant player. There's just got to be a certain amount of respect that gets put on a player when he plays at that level so consistently.
Kieran, I'll let you go first. Go ahead. You got your hand.
I just want to ask you, Drew, do you value production the most out of like everything for a receiver?
Not necessarily, because I have Jamar Chase in tier 1, and truthfully, production-wise, he's not there with Jettas, and he's not there with Tyreek Hill, but talent-wise, skill set-wise, I still have him there.
I mean, I only asked you that because like I see like Amon-Ra like a tier above Devontae Adams, and if you like value skill set first, like I don't know. Like,
not even to the. Do you think that Amon-Ra St. Brown and Devontae Adams are in the same exact tier? That's what she.
Yeah. I do believe
that's crazy.
Their skill set's not close.
That's so crazy.
I'll let JJ go.
That
was one of my questions.
Okay, hold on.
Because I say this again. I wish I put Tay in tier 3. Because then this wouldn't even be this much of a conversation.
It would.
Yes, it would. Because how is Devontae Adams and Amon-Ra St. Brown in the same tier? Tay has better hands than bro. He clearly runs better routes. Like that's like night and day.
The better hands. Amon-Ra doesn't drop a thing.
Oh, I didn't say. I say he has better. I say he has better hands. I said the gap to me in route running and separation is easily Devontae Adams. He's the best route runner in the league. He's the best route runner in the NFL.
Do you think Amon-Ra?
He's not the best route runner in the NFL. I don't want to hear that statement.
In the NFL.
He's not. You know what? I actually did you a favor because you brought that up to me. And Kieran, I apologize. Kieran, I know you were talking. I don't want to interrupt you, King. That being said, I went to 2022. Because that's when Devontae Adams, production-wise, was still up there with the best of them, put up 1,400 yards, had double-digit touchdowns. I went to 2022 for both Jettas and Devontae Adams. In man, in press, in zone. Guess who still had the most success on their routes ran? Guess? Jamar Chase? Jettas or Devontae Adams?
Jettas.
It was
Jettas, probably. So that means he's a better route runner?
If you want to go by success on route runs, correct, because that's usually how it goes, and you want to talk about the numbers, because Jettas put up a stupid stat line.
You can put up hell of a numbers and still not be a better route runner than somebody. Amari Cooper numbers are not close to Justin Jefferson. You're not telling me what it's
when we were talking earlier, you told me Brandon Ayuk wasn't on that level of route runner.
He's not a top route runner in the game.
That's wildly incorrect.
How?
He's a top 10 route runner.
Brandon Ayuk is top 10. Don't get twisted. That's not my problem.
He might be top 5.
Y'all are trying to think he's a top 3 route runner in the game. I don't think he runs better routes than CD. I think it's close. I don't think he runs better routes than CD Lamb. And I don't think that's
Ayuk.
Yeah, Ayuk. And I don't think that's crazy to say that though. But see, it's close though. To me, Devontae Adams is a top 2 route runner ever, and I don't think he's lost a step. So I don't think there's a lot about. I don't think there's no route runner.
We spoke a whole lot about route running. We haven't even mentioned Keenan Allen. You know, like I feel like you. Keenan Allen's an elite route runner too, especially when he was younger.
Another guy better than Amon-Ra St. Brown. Another guy better than
St. Brown. Yo, this whole better than Amon-Ra St. Brown. 1,500 yards. Durag Dave, have you seen outside of Jerry Rice on your squad a receiver put up 1,500?
Brandon, you put up 1,300 while being.
No, you put up 1,400 last year.
So now, are we gonna say he's top 10?
Why
Say it
be
again?
30th in
I
reception?
said,
You know,
didn't
I don't
Puka
wanna-
Nacua put up 1,500 yards? If we gonna say he's top 10?
Yo, if someone came to me straight, looked me in the eye, and said Puka Nacua is a top 10 receiver, what am I to say?
What?
Okay, can I please interject? Can I
You
please
say
interject?
he is a
I
liar.
don't think Puka
You
has
say
something to
he is a liar. That's what you
Yeah,
say.
I'm
You're a
asking you
liar.
what type of weed
I don't
In
know.
you
year
smoke.
one, in year one, you break the record for yards by a rookie
I
and
don't think Puka
receptions.
tends
You
to
called
work
him a
Okay, so hold on.
liar?
Okay, so
If he says he's top 10, absolutely.
yeah, that's lying. That's lying. I'm sorry, that's
I
lying.
don't think
That's
that's
But
the worst
I
pick
I
in the
think
world,
sometimes we got to
personally.
understand history is history, and it does not matter how you look doing it. Again, people get so fixated with bag, and I guess that's why it kind of caught me off guard when people say that Jettis isn't the best route runner, because when it comes to bag, I mean, everything about his game is beautiful. That being said, Puka Nacua did everything you could ask for. Yards after catch, separation, did not drop balls, got into the
That's
end
cap.
zone also.
Shit.
he led the league in
I
drops.
think people
I'm
call
Well,
Zach.
Puka, yeah.
I'm saying I'm just putting it out there. You talking
Okay, so yeah, let me just
Imagine
interject.
he didn't
For
drop
one,
the
wait,
ball.
real
He
quick,
might
real
lead
quick.
the league
I already
in yards,
know.
I guess, right? Come
Trent,
on.
you already know I don't like talking about drops because drops.
Yeah,
is
I know.
really
So yeah,
subjective
because
towards-
they're
Yeah, because then
I'm just
Tyreek
saying,
Hill
I'm just
dropped
putting it
hella
about-
balls.
But
Of
it's not
course,
even that.
but
It's
that's
not
not
only
even
that.
that.
It's not only
That's
that.
not on that.
It's because the fact of the matter is when you receive a high amount of volume on your
Yeah,
on
you're
your
gonna
routes
drop
and
high
all that
balls.
stuff, you're more prone to drop than
Yeah, facts.
another person that has less. Now, what Dave said earlier about Brandon Ayuk having basically 1,300 yards on having the 30th, he was 30th in receptions. That's kind of crazy.
That's
No,
that's
insane that
Oh, that's
is. That's a
insane.
Right?
ridiculous
So,
stat.
Insane.
so in my eyes, right, when you say you can put up 1,300 right there, I feel like, I mean, just me looking at, like, listening to you, Drew, I feel like you would low-key lean towards Brandon Ayuk being even better than wherever you placed him because of the fact that he did that in with a limited
He's tough.
amount of what's it called? You know what I'm saying?
Fact, a little amount of touches. He was crazy efficient. I don't disagree with
He
you.
had the
Goated.
most. He had the
So
most.
so
Oh,
Go ahead,
go ahead, Nigel.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I believe like of every receiver ever with more than 100 targets, he had the most.
He had
Like,
the
the
most
most yards per target ever, like ever.
Yeah, it's like
in the history of
17
NFL.
Ayuk was historic this
So-
season. I won't
Yeah,
lie.
it was
I really
ridiculous.
like Ayuk, but I'm always partial to Amon. But if someone comes
think-
to me and says Ayuk's a better receiver, there's not much argument that I can have against it, truthfully.
I think it's laughable, right? It's Brandon When Ayuk. you
Well,
say
Ayuk was,
separation.
like-
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
I think it's laughable when you say that Amon-Ra, right, is even better than a guy like Devontae Adams or
they're in the same tier.
they're in the same tier, right?
2024, guys. Can we
Right,
please?
but look,
Where
because
you-
look,
a
you
year
could ask
ago,
these
he had
guys up here.
1,400.
Hold up. You could ask these guys up here. I would definitely advocate for Amon-Ra in a lot of standpoints, right? Because I feel like he does get disrespected by a lot of people, especially for the simple fact that regardless, you still putting up 1,500 yards, you got to get some type of credit, right? But to then go as far as to say, when we're just judging them as players, right? We're judging them what they do as their skill sets and what they do as receivers. For you to go as far as to say that Amon-Ra is a better player than Devontae Adams, I feel like that's just disingenuous.
It's
And
recency
disrespectful.
bias.
Yeah, I do. I definitely think that.
How many
'Cause I
seasons in a
think-
row have I seen Amon-Ra be elite? Right.
Amon-Ra's
How
consistently
many seasons
produced
have
in
we
the
seen
role
him
that he was given, right,
elite?
Drew? And I agree.
This season-
He's consistently.
Was this season elite from Tay?
Yes, because hold on, let me ask you this. The reason
Trent,
I'm-
be real. Mike
Yes,
Evans
the
was
reason
better
I'm
than
gonna say-
Tay
the
this
reason I'm
season.
gonna-
All right,
okay, the reason
Mike
I'm
Evans was
The
better.
reason why I'm gonna say he was
Let's not
elite,
do
he was
this.
still able. I'm gonna explain.
Mike
He was
Evans
still-
wasn't
not
better?
even than
He wait, no, he
Mike
was.
Evans not even better than T.
Okay, hold on, pause.
T
Pause.
who?
You dragging
Okay.
a negative. You're being nasty.
Pause.
You're
That's what I'm
being
trying to
nasty.
get.
You're
That's
being
not what I'm trying to
nasty.
get. That's not what I'm trying to get. But this is my point, though.
You're cooking,
Tay
T.
Adams in a situation where he was in with the dog water QB play, still putting up 100 plus catches, 1,100 yards, and like 8 or 9 TDs. To me, that's still an elite season. He didn't drop off at all. If you want to say the stats, of course, the numbers what he had with Derek Carr dropped, but him as a wide receiver didn't change at all. If you had if you thought Devontae Adams cleared Amon-Ra St. Brown in 2022, ain't nothing changed.
Nothing changed. Nothing
Nothing
changed.
changed. Like Amon-Ra, like literally nothing changed. Like literally.
Because
Nothing.
this is
You're
where I
talking
can
about
deal
you're
with
removing him
Drew.
1,400, bro.
When you talk about I get the point if you trying to point out in a slowdown in production, right? Because you want to say, okay, well, he slowed down in this area. Clearly, he's not getting nowhere near the amount of yards that he got in previous years, right? So something had to change about him, and that's when the tape comes in. Because when you watch Devontae Adams, it clearly wasn't on him.
His tape's great.
Yeah, it clearly wasn't on him. He was producing. If anything, you could low-key go to the point that he was out producing what the QB was even giving him the work.
I mean,
with,
Ed
right?
O'Connell's terrible. I'm with
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Garrett
so,
Wilson
and you seen when he even had
I
a
respected
decent,
Garrett Wilson. That's why. Listen, I
Even-
accept responsibility on this one. I should have put Tay in tier 3. I don't think that he's with CD Lamb and AJ Brown right now.
think that's
And that's recency bias.
I
though.
disagree, and
Again,
I love
we
it.
have
Drew,
to
Drew,
we have
I
to
love
grow
AJ
up.
Brown. I disagree.
We have to
What do you-
grow up
okay,
because
so-
then why is DeAndre Hopkins here? Why is D-Hop not on this tier?
we-
Right?
Oh,
No
D-Hop-
one-
D-Hop right now and Devontae Adams to me is crazy.
Great.
Plays
Yeah.
for Tennessee and they're
Okay,
terrible.
Donnie, before I let you go, Drew, I have a simple question for you. Do you think, as a player, Devontae Adams got any worse?
Maybe he's not as fast. Maybe he's not as fast, but
I don't
he's
think-
still meticulous with his routes. He still has unbelievable hands.
I don't think he's at his peak anymore. I think
Correct,
He's, still
he's
really
not.
Good.
He's not.
What the
Oh, we
fuck?
just lost. We just
Damn.
lost the host. That's
He just-
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's-
Hey guys, good. All good.
All right, we taking this over.
Keep
Come
going,
on.
just keep going though.
Dig it.
Flag on the play. Hello.
I
mean,
can I
Yeah,
can I
go
say
Donnie,
can I
go
say
Donnie,
something?
go Donnie, go
I
ahead.
mean, I want to bring this up because this is something. Okay, Trent's back.
Hell happened.
Okay. All right,
Just-
Go ahead,
this
Donnie.
is
Go ahead, Donnie.
Just give me out with the quickness. Go ahead, Donnie. Yeah, just give me out
This
with
is
the
something I wanted to bring up just because, as you guys know, I follow a lot into the NFL draft. And when you follow into the NFL draft, you're going to see a lot of guys kind of cherry pick some wide receiver stats that are mainly separation stats. I'm just going to go out and say it. Separation stats are all bullshit. Don't pay attention to them because when you look at the leaders of yards per separation, what do you see? Well, you know who led it last year? It was Rondale Moore. You know who was behind him? Luke Musgrave. You know who was behind that? Cole Kmet. The guys who lead the NFL in yards per separation are mainly one of three things. It's either one, you are a gadget player that is used in the backfield, on screens, on dump offs, or maybe just easy, check downs and whatnot. Or it's like a Travis Kelce thing, maybe not to that extent because Kelsey's so good at it, but it's finding the soft spots in zone coverage and being able to get away from guys like that. Because then, once again, that's why Travis Kelce's up here. He's in the top 10 because he's so good at that. I think separation stats like that are just so stupid because you never see the top of the game route runners on this list. Like, I was scrolling forever, and the closest one I found, like if we're talking elite route running, I saw Jerry Jeudy at like 29th. Are we going to sit up here and say Jerry Jeudy is the 29th best route runner in the NFL? Like, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. You know who is above Jerry Jeudy? Trey McBride. Guys who get scheme touches.
Trey McBride's like that.
Who get scheme touches, get easy receptions because those count towards it, which I think is stupid. So that's why I just want to point out those separation stats.
And
so
then also too,
I
I
just think
asked before, StreamYard just hit me with a fucking haymaker. Are we really saying that Devontae Adams, when it comes to Tay Adams, even if he's not as fast, even though Tay Adams wasn't really that crazy of a speed guy, that never was his game, are we saying that it's that bad to where we're saying Amon-Ra St. Brown, we are saying that CD Lamb, we are saying AJ Brown are just better than him? Like I'm
gonna say this because I got a lot of this, and I apologize. I've been talking way too much. CD Lamb,
it's your list.
He could have been very arguably tier 1. I thought about it. He could have been tier 1. That's not me. I've been very consistent on T. Again, I try not to go. You guys are very accusing me of a lot of recency bias. If recency bias was the case, CD Lamb would have been number 1 and Jamar Chase would have been down, and that would have been casual.
But I think that you having some parts of recency bias. Now I do understand. There are you might not have recency bias in all of your case, but you're like your Devontae Adams. The Devontae Adams to me is straight recency bias. The Stephon Diggs to me is blatantly like.
I also have not explained myself on the Stephon Diggs. Donnie, let me say this to you. You cooked up. I like those numbers that you put out at me for sure. When it comes to separation, when you look at that stat specifically, those names are irrelevant in the grand schemes of things. That being said, you could just watch the game like we always do, or again, we see the way that different receivers win. We already went over it as a group. The drastic separation that Ayuk had from the rest of the pack when it came to getting open. So to me, that's kind of what I look at it when just looking at that. Now, Stephon Diggs. I haven't seen a player look as dominant as he did from weeks 1 to around 7 or 8, where he had 6 games of over 100 yards in that span. If I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 games, and then get taken out of an offense. And the offense was the most consistent, the most prolific that it was all season long. Now, I really have enjoyed Stephon Diggs' time, not only just in Buffalo, but well before when he was on Minnesota. I've always appreciated his game. That being said, it's hard for me to sit here and say a top 10, a lock top 10 player can get phased out of an offense. And somehow, some way, this team's offense looks better than it did before when Stephon Diggs was at over 100 yards every game. They stopped force feeding him. And yes, his gravity naturally opened up the field for Khalil Shakir, opened up the field for a Dalton Kincaid. Now James Cook out of the backfield can take wheel routes. All he has to do is catch the ball, and he did struggle with that. However, how he was just so irrelevant to that offense for so many weeks in a row. And now you're going to go into this team with the Texans, who they're going to be one of the most prolific pass offenses in the game. I do firmly believe that. He's not the best receiver on his team.
You're trolling.
Nico Collins is the best receiver on his team. And again, you've been paying attention to Nico Collins.
I'm not going to lie.
Understand, Nico Collins cooks every good corner. It does not matter. Nico Collins is mad.
First off, number one, that's super a lot of logistics. That's number one. Young, do you want to go first? Then I'll go after.
No, I mean, Drew, you explained the reason why the offense got better because they used Diggs as a decoy. That's what they did. He's getting doubled all the way, all the time, and they said instead of force feeding a double, because you're going to open up the rest of the offense. That's all they did. And Josh Allen.
They also ran the ball more.
Yeah, but I mean,
they had to. I've been begging for the Bills to do
top 5 rushing offense in the second half of the season.
But you have to understand, when you're running the ball more and still giving Diggs a double, you can't do that. You have to commit to one of them. They were like, okay, if y'all are going to run the ball, run the ball. They were just smart and kept running the ball. Besides,
but how do you get taken out of the game?
We all saw that Cowboys game.
You get doubled.
But again, we've seen elites. We see greats get doubled, and that does not matter.
Absolutely.
Again, go look at your one.
I think this was
go look at your one. Go look at your two. Because who do we care about on the Cowboys?
That's like 40 yards against the Giants.
For example, you talking about we've seen your guys in the tier 1 get doubled and get taken out of a game. We've seen it.
Really? The thing is, Stephon Diggs the first half
taken out of games.
So Justin Jefferson never got taken out of the game.
Listen, give me 1-2 moments.
Giants versus the playoffs. He never got taken out the game. Or twice.
He still dogged that in that first half.
Did he not? 40 yards. How was that dogging?
And he had a touchdown, did he not?
The thing is, Diggs was getting doubled from game 1 to game 17. I mean, they just stopped force feeding him. That's all it was.
This is why I say
I can think of three games that Justin Jefferson.
When you're on a team that doesn't relieve any pressure from you, you don't have no real dude number 2 receiver that's right next to you.
You're getting doubled.
You're going to get doubled, and you're going to get shut down. You can't name me. I really want to hear it. Name me a receiver, a top receiver in the game that doesn't have a reliable number 2 who's getting doubled like that and is putting up crazy numbers.
CeeDee Lamb.
When did we not see what happened to him in the playoffs?
Against who?
Green Bay. Yes,
that was a masterpiece. But even still, garbage time stats. He still killed.
Come on, garbage time.
Come on.
Hey, I kept it above.
Come on. You're being
the thing is, they don't.
That's like saying Dak had a good game.
The game was close.
No, Dak was terrible.
But CD did
not play 400 yards.
CD didn't play good that first half.
Garbage time.
Yeah, because you want to use garbage time.
I said that. I was honest. I was honest. Packers came out with a perfect game plan. I'll give him that.
Diggs was getting doubled from the beginning of the year. When he was going off, he was getting doubled. It's just they weren't. It's not winning games.
Can I go?
Forcing it wasn't winning games, so they just.
Let's look at that tier 5 real quick too, and look at the receivers there. And really, is it disrespectful to have them there? Nico Collins, Jalen Waddle,
disrespectful.
Amari Cooper, and Stephon Diggs. These are all amazing receivers.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Like on Diggs tier.
And they're all arguably better than Mike Evans. And they're all.
I'm not high on Stephon Diggs.
Keegan, I'm gonna be honest. After you said T. Higgins was better than him, I'm sorry. I can't. Listen.
As a wide receiver, T. Higgins is better.
T. Higgins has stagnated so much in his NFL career. It's sad. And I'm a fan of his because I fuck with the Bengals offense. It's explosive. He has been so stagnant in his NFL career. I would have loved to put him here. But Smitty and Jalen Waddle so far have just gone so
Smitty's
much
way
farther
better
ahead
than
of him
T.
that I don't even think
But
about T.
Smitty's
Higgins
not
when
close
talking
to
about those
Stephon
two other
Diggs.
guys.
So can I ask?
And that's what I agree. Stephon Diggs is also far superior than T. Higgins.
Trent, can you put the list back up?
Nigel, bro.
You're either underrating Smitty or you're hella overrating. I think Smitty's like. I'm sorry.
If you think this is.
If they're
Smitty's doing this,
I
think Smitty's for sure better than Mike.
If you want for Devontae Smith, Stephon Diggs clearly does it better than him. It clearly is, and it's not clear to me.
But the gaps aren't big enough to really
it's
say
a fact.
clear. I'm not even disagreeing with what you're saying, but the gaps are not that big in any of the
like
categories.
this your list.
I
is
agree with
all
Nigel.
the
I agree with
top
Nigel.
16,
I do
whatever
agree with
Smitty,
guys
you
I put
actually
up
gave
on
a
here.
perfect example with Smitty, Trent.
This is crazy.
Outside of
So
Keenan
look,
Allen, because again,
think
Keenan
Devon-
Allen should be
I think-
here.
I'm gonna name all the receivers I think Diggs is better than.
All right.
Amari,
Okay.
Tay,
All right, here we
Waddle,
go. Okay.
White. He's better than Nico. He's better than Puka. He's not better than Tay, of course. He's better than DJ. He's clearly better than Mike.
Better than
He's
DJ.
Yes.
DJ did this with one of the worst quarterback plays in the league.
I'm sorry,
about?
DJ Moore is like.
What are we talking about? What
DJ Moore
What
is
does
a
DJ Moore do better?
dog.
What does DJ Moore do better than Stephon Diggs? I'll wait.
I don't know.
Are you-
Honestly, does this
Well,
past
he is-
season
he
hands
clears
or
out-
I'm not
outrunning
gonna lie.
everything
Hold
he
on,
did
hold
this
on. I want to
past
ask
season
a
was more
question. I want to ask a
successful.
question.
He was
He
more
does clear after the
successful.
catch.
He
does.
I get it.
After the catch, it's not a
That's
question.
But hands and routes, stop it.
I think
Trent,
he
can I
No,
ask a
Diggs
question?
runs better
Can I ask a
routes.
question?
DJ Moore
The
runs
route
great
shit,
routes.
yeah,
though.
but
But
even
it's not
still,
the routes.
DJ's
It's not Diggs ain't
separation.
talking about running the game.
Okay, I agree.
Trent,
DJ
Trent,
still
I got a
DJ Moore
name.
still
I got a
creates
name.
at least
DJ Moore's still an
separation.
awesome
So
route
does
runner, and when
Stephon
he has the ball in
Diggs,
his
so
hands,
it's
he's
not
way
a
better.
conversation.
Trent,
The route
think-
and separation is not a
At what
conversation.
point does Yak matter
It's
though?
the
'Cause
same
a
way
lot of
Yak
his is.
and
Okay,
Go ahead,
so look,
Nigel, I
I will say
apologize.
this.
Go ahead,
Trent.
Nigel.
I will
The
say
only thing he
this.
does
That's
better
why I
is
said.
I would basically
This is
say
why I
that.
That's
said.
why I
This
say
is why I
it is
said.
recency bias.
This is why I said. I do think Diggs is.
Real quick, JJ. I mean, cut you off. Just
Go
not.
ahead.
Diggs hasn't changed at all. You're not telling me Diggs has gotten worse. He hasn't. He has not got. Yes, he got phased out the offense, but there's more context to why he got phased out. Do we really want to have a talk about this conversation?
And
I'm
there's more.
gonna say it again. What, like, if you want to tell me with a straight face, DJ Moore, after half a season of a bad Stephon Diggs, that he's better than him, it's ridiculous. Because we weren't saying this in 2022 at all. We wasn't saying this.
DJ Moore.
We weren't saying it in the first half of this season.
We weren't even saying this in the first half of this.
We weren't saying it.
Look, we wasn't saying this in the first half of the season. We
Diggs
weren't.
didn't get
And
hurt.
y'all
He didn't get hurt.
DJ Moore was
Still, you have to
underrated.
try to
This
tell
was
me that off a half
DJ Moore
a
has
season.
been
So
painfully
let
underrated.
Nigel respond real quick. Let Nigel respond to
ahead,
that.
I was just gonna say because DJ Moore has been playing with terrible quarterback. This is like the same argument we've been making for Terry McLaurin for I don't know how
This is
many
like
years
saying-
now.
That's the
He's playing-
thing.
he's been
Wait,
playing
this is like saying
with
Terry
so
McLaurin is
many
better than
bad
Stephon Diggs.
quarterbacks. Wait, what?
This is literally like saying that Terry McLaurin is better than Stephon Diggs. This is the
But
equivalent.
when Terry- DJ Moore, no, it's not.
Yes,
Hold on,
it is.
let me explain, let me explain.
Yes, it
No.
is.
That's
Justin
horrible.
Fields.
That's horrible.
DJ Moore.
How's it
That's
horrible?
terrible.
Do you think DJ Moore doesn't clear Terry McLaurin? He doesn't. He doesn't. He
Yeah,
literally
I'm not
doesn't.
gonna lie.
are we
Terry needs
talking
to be
about?
on this list.
I'm
Terry
sorry,
What are we
needs to be on
talking? If
this
we're talking
list.
about
Terry
if we're
does
talking
need to be
about-
on this list.
is
Terry does
an
need to be on this list. But I think DJ
unserious
Moore's better than him.
if we're
quarterback.
talking about
He's-
if we're talking about bad QB play, and if we go to the skill set, Terry McLaurin has one of the best hands in the league. He's still a great route runner and a great separator, and he still has great
We're
yak.
talking about DJ Moore. You
think
just
Terry has
described
great
DJ
yak?
Moore.
If
Yeah.
you're about to tell me DJ Moore is better than Stephon Diggs, say Terry McLaurin's better than two.
No, he's
It's the
not.
same thing. It's the
Well,
same.
but DJ Moore, hold on. But DJ Moore got Justin Fields
Yeah,
and
shut
went
up,
stupid.
Emma.
We've
Yeah.
never seen Terry have a crazy season,
And
even
to
with all
that,
these
hold
good
up.
quarterbacks. And
And
Justin Fields isn't even on the Bears no more.
Before you go, I need you to hear him right there. That is a fact. That is a fact.
That's fine.
That is hold up. That is a fact, right? Because we've seen DJ Moore in Carolina, and that's why I'm trying to say you say Stephon Diggs didn't get worse,
He
but
did it.
I'm here to say that DJ Moore did get better.
Cook.
That is a
He did
fact.
get better.
Cook.
He
No,
did
wait,
get
hold
better.
up. No,
But
but
it's
wait,
not
wait.
enough
No,
to say he's better than Stephon Diggs.
Hold up.
Yeah,
No,
let you finish.
Hold up. I don't think you understand though. The yards after catchability, right? I feel like he's also taking a step up. You clearly can see he's been away from all that stuff.
He's
and
been
all
like
stuff
that, to
more.
be honest.
But I know, but I'm
He's been
saying
with
it
Carolina.
clearly is still taking another level, in my opinion.
Yes.
It's taking another level. I think. Hold up. I think him as a deep threat. We already know it's Stephon Diggs. That's like the same thing. The same argument. Devontae Adams. It's not the same. That's not who they are, right? So we already know if we're going to talk about them being deep threats. We already know that DJ Moore is also a better deep threat in that sense.
Yeah. Let me ask a
The
question
one
real
thing
quick.
I will give you.
But do you see
The
where I'm
one
going
thing I will
with this,
give
man?
you. I do. Hold up. But the one thing I will give you is that Diggs is clearly
better at running all of the facets of the route tree than DJ Moore.
I agree.
And that their hands are very comparable, in my opinion. So it's not an asinine take for somebody to say that DJ
DJ Moore's a
is
better
even
deep
close
threat as well.
or even better.
Okay, but see,
It
this is my
is.
thing, right? The same to me, it is because the same things you will value in a Devontae Adams over a DJ Moore. It's the same thing with Stephon Diggs. It's
Well,
literally
Devontae Adams does
That's
all
the
those
question.
things better than DJ. I'm not DJ Moore than Stephon Diggs. Like,
Of course.
all of those things way better.
of course.
Like,
And
like
to me, you're not getting the point. Yeah, that's not.
I am. But that's what I'm saying.
It's the same
It's
thing.
closer.
In it. But no, but I'm saying, me personally, if you're going to value DJ Moore, his hands, the routes, the yak, all this stuff, Terry McLaurin, if y'all going to tell me DJ Moore clears Terry McLaurin, I think y'all both face line.
I don't think
I didn't say
that's
clear. I didn't say.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know why.
I didn't say Moore clears Diggs either.
But
I just don't understand this infatuation with Terry McLaurin.
I don't understand this factually. You're saying we're dropping Diggs to tier 5.
Can I ask
Tier
a question
5
real
with
quick?
Nico Collins,
He's not
Jalen
Nico Collins is not
Waddle,
close.
Smitty,
Jalen
and
Waddle?
Amari Cooper.
Bro,
Let me
Donnie loves that
Jalen
shit.
Waddle.
Donnie
Let
loves
me
that
understand Jalen Waddle trend.
Donnie loves that
Jalen
shit.
Waddle. You were telling me that
Respect Jalen
you're
Waddle.
telling me that Stephon Diggs is in the
Respect
same
Jalen
tier
Waddle.
with Jalen Waddle.
Yes. I
That's
actually would rather
asinine.
Jalen Waddle. I would
That's
rather Jalen Waddle.
asinine.
I would rather Jalen
Let's
Waddle.
So Drew,
Hey, he's a
I would
better
easily
defense.
rather
Drew,
Jalen
Yeah.
Waddle.
can I ask
easily
this
would
real
rather
quick?
him.
Drew, I really want to know what makes you think, in your opinion, that Jalen Waddle is even better than Stephon Diggs? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure you ranked that in order, right?
No. This was kind of just that tier was
It's
all
the same
those
tier.
guys.
Just
But
Okay.
then I would
So
rather
regardless,
Jalen.
why do you
I
think
would
they're
rather
the same
Jalen
tier?
Waddle, and a lot of that also is predicated off speed. Now the issue with that is Jalen Waddle this past season did just get injured, and that shit is tough. But even with playing through injury, he still racked up over 1,000 yards. Now let's look at the year before, because this is the season that actually should move you, where he has this insane statistical season where he goes from the year prior, where I believe his yards per reception was under 10 yards. He broke the record for rookie receptions, but the year after that, when they go and they get Tyreek Hill, now we're talking about a 1,400 yard, 1,300 if I'm not
1,300,
mistaken,
yeah.
yard
1360
receiver.
somewhere around there, yeah.
All right, I
Again,
have a
Stephon
question.
Diggs does not
I have a-
kills.
kill.
And
I have a
Jalen
question,
Waddle,
'cause-
if he is healthy, is better than
Okay,
a
so-
lot of guys.
Stephon Diggs
Drew,
got Tyreek Hill
yes,
making
he is.
I got a
opposite
question.
side of him, bro.
I got a question.
I don't get it. I don't
Yo,
get
look, I'm
it.
gonna
Yes,
slip.
he
Look.
is.
So
Let's
young. So look, young. You gonna ask that? I'm gonna say my last piece, and then we're gonna get to the last part before. Drew, how much?
All
How
right.
many minutes? You about to head out?
We got time. We're good. We good.
Okay.
If
cool.
y'all do y'all
yeah.
think Jalen Waddle's better than DJ Moore?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he is.
No,
he's
I
No.
actually don't.
No.
I
Donnie,
actually
If
don't.
Jalen
Donnie,
Waddle
I
is
don't.
healthy,
Need to watch
Yes,
it.
he is.
Jalen
Okay,
Waddle is
question.
healthy.
Now,
Yes,
time out.
he is.
If y'all, so pretty much only Donnie said yes. Jalen Waddle's a better yak player than DJ Moore, correct?
I'm gonna be real.
Yes.
A young.
Yes,
He's
he
a
is.
better
I'ma be
deep
real.
threat than DJ Moore, correct?
He is.
Nah, I don't agree.
But DJ,
Nah, he's a better
No.
deep threat. He's a better deep threat.
oh
Definitely-
yeah, DJ Moore's a
definitely
better
better
route
than-
runner, right?
Yes.
DJ Moore is a better route runner. Yes.
Is
Clearly.
he? Is
Hold
he?
on.
Yeah,
But
he
DJ
is.
Moore's
He
a better
is.
route
I would
runner.
say DJ Moore.
And he's a better separator.
route runner.
Better
Yes.
separator. All right. Those same things that y'all are choosing DJ Moore over Waddle is the same thing Diggs is over DJ Moore. So what's the problem?
Diggs over deep. No.
Thank you.
Wait, you said those
just
same
aren't
things.
as
Wait,
big.
repeat that last
Aren't as
statement real
big as
quick.
some
DJ,
make-
the same
I'm
thing
biased
that
for
y'all
Jalen
just
Waddle,
said
so I shouldn't
about
be counting
DJ
it.
Moore being better than Waddle is the same thing
Hey,
Diggs is better than
Drew.
DJ Moore.
Hey, Drew, quick
So what's the
question.
problem?
He just
What
fell
do you
off
think-
so
do you
think
hard.
DJ
in
Moore
the
is
second
better
half.
It's the same thing.
It's
No,
the same
when
thing.
he was at his
think
best
DJ
early in
Moore
the
is
season. If we're
better
going
than
weeks
Diggs.
1
I
through
think
8,
Diggs.
if we're going weeks 1
Diggs is
through
a
8,
better, Diggs is a
Stephon
better
Diggs
route
is
runner than
number
DJ
one.
Moore, correct?
You think?
Okay,
You
yes.
think DJ Moore?
But DJ Moore's got better yak and better deep threat. What's
But
the difference?
I think the hands are
Well,
comparable.
he
I don't
also
think the
has-
hands are comparable at all.
DJ Moore
So
has better
you're that
hands than
move
Waddle.
by hands now?
Yes,
they
it's
matter.
a receiver.
They matter.
It's a wide-
Now I have another question, right?
it's a wide receiver.
I want to see how much I want it down this hill, right?
No, okay. Even no.
I'm about to
Wait.
see-
Trent. One more.
Can I- Young, can I also say this?
That means if the hands are
Wait,
that
he
big of a
got-
difference, what about Tyreek Hill?
No, do not do that. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Trent, you know, this is not even nasty. Because we've talked about this. Bro, yes, it is. Because we've talked about this already. We talked about this.
DJ Moore hands are better
For
than
the last,
Tyreek Hill.
Y'all stay making these
what would I
false
say?
equivalencies.
Trent, we've been
DJ Moore
talking about.
has
Is-
better
is
than Jalen
nasty
Waddle.
as hell.
Trent, we've been talking about this for like the last 2 weeks about the Tyreek stuff too. So we
Yeah, I
really
know,
got
I
into
know.
the facts on that.
Listen,
So that's just completely
Let me
disgusting.
just hold on, but let me ask.
That's
this,
not even no
I
Tyreek
wanna see-
and
I
Jalen
wanna
Waddle
see-
hands
I
are not
want-
comparable.
I want to
At
see
all.
how much. I want to see how much y'all gonna die on this hill. Because y'all tell me y'all not taking this player over Diggs, y'all just being inconsistent. Why are y'all not taking George Pickens over Diggs?
He's the
Are
goat.
you
Bad quarterback
Waddle to
Bad
George
quarterback
Pickens.
play.
Bad
Are we being
quarterback play. Hands elite, yak elite.
That quarterback play is
he's
way
short.
better than
honest,
who we got.
I'm gonna be
with
honest.
the
I
Steelers.
should have put Pickens in that tier 5.
I don't think Pickens.
All right, there you go.
You're nasty.
Hey,
That
Drew,
is
I
way-
respect the honesty.
Honestly,
I
I'm gonna
respect
keep
the
it
honesty.
I don't think Pickens.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000, JJ. After we just watched, I don't think Jalen Waddle's better than George Pickens. And I'm dead ass serious.
On the low,
on the low, no.
I'm dead ass
No,
serious.
no, 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 no,
I'm
no,
dead
no.
ass
I
serious.
George Pickens for sure better than Mike Evans.
He does nothing better.
I don't think
He does nothing better. Wait.
One mic.
To me personally, I'm gonna say this: a hands gap to me is bigger than any gap you're gonna talk about for Jalen Waddle.
I don't think Jalen Waddle has bad hands.
His hands is not. Hold on.
Pickens has
great hands. Bad.
Hold on.
They're not bad, but they're not close to Pickens.
If you're gonna look at me in this camera, hold on, Donnie, hold on. If you're gonna look me in this camera and tell me with a straight face that what's his name, Jalen Waddle's hands are even remotely close to George Pickens, you are trolling.
They're not. But
receiver is he not? Yes or no, Donnie?
You cut out for me. You cut.
No. I say this. You're making it seem like Jalen Waddle has the worst hands on planet Earth.
Literally, like what the hell?
Okay, hold up. Time out.
Time out.
Let me reiterate what he's saying. He's not that he's saying that he is the worst hands on earth. I know.
I
I'm just saying. I want everyone in the audience to understand. It's not that he's saying his hands are the worst on the earth. It's just that George Pickens are top 3 in the league.
You're crazy.
And you know what I can say? You know what I can say?
Y'all are saying
Jalen Waddle has top 3 speed.
I don't get it, man. I don't.
Wait, Trent.
Does this make sense?
No, it doesn't. Where would y'all rate Jalen Waddle's hand on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's not close to George Pickens.
I'll give it
What would
a
y'all rate?
No.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's Jalen Waddle's hand?
7.5, 8.
I give it a
Is that
6.
wrong?
Not
7.5.
bad.
Definitely
All right,
Not
so
bad, but they're
what-
not good.
Y'all have
I'll give it a 6.5.
Pickens as a 10, right?
Yes, it's a 10.
No,
Where's
he's like
DJ
a
Moore?
15, bro. He's like a 15.
Where's DJ Moore?
8.5. Like it's really
8 or 9.
Yeah,
So
DJ Moore
y'all
got
have-
DJ Moore has really
like
good
gatekeep-
hands.
let's
Moore
gatekeep
hands are
it
really
then.
good, bro.
I don't.
He's very
You don't agree with that?
He's very short.
Waddle's a 6 to 8, and then what? DJ Moore's a 7 to 9. That gap's not that big. So I don't.
And also too.
I don't understand.
If Jalen Waddle's yak is a 10, George Pickens yak that we were just watching all 22 on the other day.
Say 9, I dare you.
8.5, 8.5, 9. George Pickens jack is literally.
It's not Jalen Waddle.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point.
Pissing me off.
That gap is way closer. I just want
When
to
it comes to the wide receiver traits, when we're talking about who like the best, like when we compare these two, the hands gap is astronomically way bigger than the yak gap when it comes to Waddle. It's and the deep. It's way bigger, and that's a fact. That's not even an opinion. That's a legit fact.
I'll agree.
So Donnie, if you have somebody who has legit, almost you could argue top 3 hands in the league, he gets as a catcher. With those 2, he's a good wide runner and a good separator, and he also has elite yak. How is Waddle better?
Elite yak.
Do you watch George Pickens? He has elite yak.
What is you doing?
Donnie, he has
compared to Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, no, that's why elite is
great.
Again, we gotta start gatekeeping. Like we're saying,
he has elite yak. There's like
he has great yak. He has great yak.
I don't know.
No, okay, and that's disingenuous, Karen. You watch him. You say he has good yak.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite player in the league.
He has great yak. You're not telling.
He has great. He definitely has great yak.
He has great yak. But
y'all
might as well take George Pickens over Stephon Diggs. It's the same thing. Same thing you value for DJ Moore. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing.
They don't even have the same skill set. They don't even have the same skills. You cannot compare.
But it's the principle of what you're valuing. You can't change what you're valuing per player. It's you value what you value for receivers, and it should be linear across the board. You can't be like, oh, I care about yak with George Pickens, but I don't care about it with other players.
But these also play into these traits also play into production. Jalen Waddle is outproducing George Pickens per game with a Tyreek Hill next to him.
Of course, he's going to outproduce. He's in a way better situation.
Nigel, I don't value.
But he has a guy that's getting 10
way better.
That's what I was trying to explain. Acknowledge in the first.
I don't value production.
Hold on. This is why.
That's an unserious statement to make, though.
Young, this
is all independent. I think anybody, if you're an elite player, if you're put in the right situation, you can produce at a high level. Yep. I said that with Cooper Kupp. You put Justin Jefferson in that role, you get what you guys have. Jetta's the best receiver in the league. Where's Cooper Kupp at?
I just don't know why. Again, there's a reason why these top guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Drew.
Yeah,
Or whoever was speaking.
the whole point, right, is at the end of the day, you're talking about you just said Jettas and Cooper Kupp and how he was just producing in that. The whole point that they're really acknowledging, that's why I said it was nasty earlier, is the fact that production matters at a point. And so at that point, we're talking about guys that we're in the lower echelon of guys, at least in this terms of the list. And that stuff really matters when instead of we're talking about the 10 guys. I get it when we're talking about the 10 guys. I'm not gonna lie. If you're talking about the top 10, majority of the top 10 can literally do the same thing as another one in terms of just producing on a production scale. But when we're
not
down,
on this list. In my top 10, yes. This list, absolutely not.
Well, this is different though. We're talking about a whole different list, not the
yeah.
I'm just saying it like how we're talking right now, like with all the players we just named. Eventually, production matters, is what I'm saying.
Let me ask this question: are we talking about Jalen Waddle's production this year or his best year?
His best year.
I was talking about
he was hurt this year.
If we're not doing recency bias, you would have
okay, so let me do this subtraction real quick. 1356 minus what did George Pickens have this year?
He had 11.
1140.
Last year, you
about to tell me 216 yards is moving y'all like that in terms of receivers? Y'all got it. I'm gonna keep it a whole beat.
How many touchdowns did Waddle have?
Waddle this year he had he had 8 compared to George Pickens 5. And
first of all, Trent, the point isn't just raw production.
It isn't
the
raw.
Point isn't the raw production.
It isn't just
doing it with another guy getting like 11 targets a game.
Do you not say that helps out Jalen Waddle a lot?
It would help out looks. Yes, that's why
you not argue situation with George Pickens like he didn't have Osama bin Laden at quarterback and nobody else to help him.
Mac Canada.
He's not a scrub. Like we can see here.
Number one. He's still
Deontay Johnson's not a scrub.
Okay, I'm a Steelers fan. He's a fucking scrub. I'm sorry.
He's not a scrub.
You're dragging.
Even Trent, you don't even think he's a scrub. Even
he's
Trent,
not
you
a
don't
scrub,
even
bro. He's not.
You're
a
not
scrub.
guessing.
Come on, we haven't.
He's not a needle mover.
He's not a needle mover at all.
No,
not last season. Not last season. You wasn't.
He's a needle mover since 2021.
Yeah, that was his only needle moving year. No, I agree. I agree with that.
Like, come on.
I'm just saying,
Drew. I would definitely say. Go ahead, Najachi. My bad, bro.
I was just saying, Pickens is the top dog in an offense while Waddle's playing with somebody that's still getting all this work, and he's outproducing him. That was my main point. I wasn't just saying based on raw production that Waddle's better. That's not. That doesn't provide.
But Waddle doesn't.
Do you not agree though that like George Pickens is getting better coverages than Jalen Waddle?
Exactly, that's my point. Like you see Tyreek Hill, like you're not gonna be able to double Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Like you're not.
Well, you can't double Waddle either because we've already. I mean, and that. Hey, hold up, timeout.
You can double either. Yes.
The tape is there. We watched that junk. His rookie year, it's not like you could double him either. That's not the point.
Rookie year Waddle was beautiful.
The only problem that was the Waddle's main problem is that why you can't. Got you for sure. The main reasons why we couldn't compare Waddle to even Tyreek or even put him on that scale is at the end of the day because Tyreek's still way better contested catcher at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He's still much more athletic in terms of just volume in terms of how he's jumping out, his velocity and all that stuff. It's those minuscule things between Waddle and Tyreek, which even though they're the fastest duo in the league, Tyreek clearly has the edge, and that's why bro won't he's not eclipsing to that.
Tyreek does everything better than Waddle.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and so even with the accelerating and decelerating, Waddle is working on that, and he's worked on that even since his rookie year, and it's clearly shown into an effect. But he's still not even at that. He's still not even as tuned and as sound as Tyreek is in that scenario.
But I'm gonna be honest though, if you were to switch their roles, this is why I don't care about production. Waddle would put up the exact same numbers as Reek because Reek is getting these scheme touches. He would put up similar production to him.
So you think if Reek was out this entire year, right?
Just happened.
Okay, hold on. If Reek was out this entire year, right? You think Waddle's
no? I wouldn't say the entire year. No. I think Reek benefits from having Waddle on the outside of him too.
Actually, let's say this. My bad. Even though this is literally impossible, let's reverse it, right? Let's say Tyreek is somehow in some odd universe is getting the same coverages, I guess you want to say, even though they basically face similar coverages. This is crazy.
But the view is different. That's my thing, JJ. Reek is the guy that's in motion.
Let's say
the motion man.
Yeah, Reek is 100%.
All of the clean looks.
Let's say defenses view Tyreek as Jalen Waddle and Jalen Waddle as Tyreek. You think Jalen Waddle is going to be able to do what Tyreek did right there?
Yes, because you could put a lot of guys in that system with that skill set and they would produce because they're getting schemed open looks. I
disagree wholeheartedly, bro.
All right, so
what does Tyreek do better?
Because I want you to know,
offense. What is the offense predicated on? Getting Tyreek clean looks. That's what it
both
is.
of them clean.
Getting him on the
getting
run.
Both of them, getting both of them.
Getting him on the run because their speed is threatening people.
Exactly.
So that's what
I agree. But the thing is, if you watch
4-2,
they did the same thing.
A 4.22 40 versus a 4.28 40. But I going to make a DB move the exact same way.
I think you can agree that they did the same thing for Jalen Waddle. I think you can agree because
Jalen Waddle does not have the same role as Tyreek Hill.
No,
they don't.
They're two. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying in when we're watching, there's multiple plays. This last thing, I swear, we're watching. There's multiple plays. It's clearly not going to be ever to the level of what Tyreek Hill does. Because I'm not gonna lie, at the end of the day, I'm not scheming up a worse receiver to the level of Jalen Tyreek Hill, regardless if y'all have.
I'm not
doing that. So I think,
of course,
but we can agree that there are plays where I've seen, like for example, when they put Tyreek at tight end and then they motion him out and they call it, they snap the ball because Tyreek's already on the run, right? They do the same thing for Waddle.
But if Tyreek Hill is
getting not really,
they've done that. It's not to the level, but they've done it.
It's honestly a big issue for the Dolphins this year. I apologize, Young. A big issue for the Dolphins this year was that they played too much through Tyreek Hill,
which is why when Tyreek Hill got injured, we couldn't even run the offense. Listen, Tyreek Hill got hurt. They didn't even put Waddle in Tyreek's spot.
No, they didn't.
They used A-Chain in the spot.
Yep, low key.
Because Tyreek Hill was the X.
Yeah,
Jalen Waddle was the X.
Young, you're right there.
All right, so look.
You're right.
All right, so look to the next time before Drew, you head out. Of course, you a Tua guy. We all see a Tua take. So we gotta play a game, of course, from y'all. Would you rather Tua? And name all these quarterbacks. See how it might get.
You guys see my quarterback ranking list too? Y'all probably
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I'm not the book.
I'm pulling that up right now.
Drew, you're my guy, but I puked. Drew. I dead ass puked.
Wait, hold on. You put so what you think? Do you think we should look at? You think we should look at this?
No. That's another.
No, you can put it up. I don't care.
That's another hour.
I think that's gonna drag out the rest of the show. It's really that bad.
So how about this then? So
hey, Trent, I got it. If they just want to take a peek,
let's take a peek. Let's take a peek first.
Oh no. You're my guy, but Lord.
Oh boy. Yes.
No. I'm not. No. I had to close it. No.
I saw somebody at 15.
I only saw 3.
Yeah, and I saw a major one that threw me. This shit.
Wait, go back.
Did I just see Stafford?
Drew, they blinked at it. They blinked at it one time and they saw one name.
Now, to be fair, I'm also looking at it right now.
Okay.
You guys can't be afraid to have your own opinions. That's
we're not afraid.
I have some opinions.
The chat saying Stafford at 4. I like it.
I have some opinions. I have some opinions that I will 1v20 people.
Put it back on. Just do yourself a favor. I don't care about how it looks.
No, but let's focus on Tua. Let's focus on Tua.
All right.
We're gonna all right. Well, let's focus on Tua.
Yo, Stafford at 4 is literally.
Stafford at 4 is nuts. But
if you guys know ball, Stafford at 4 makes sense.
No, they don't make sense.
I would have him at 4.
He's not better than Herbo.
He's not.
Anyways.
I'm
gonna start with you, Drew. Would you rather Tua edition? Tua or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Nigel?
Jalen Hurts.
JJ?
Jalen Hurts.
Donnie?
Jalen Hurts.
Karen?
Donnie, I like you. Donnie, I like you a lot.
It's Jalen Hurts.
Deegan?
It's Hurts. We can keep it pushing.
Young?
Yeah, keep it pushing Hurts.
Durag?
Hurt, bro. He don't even touch Hurts jockstrap, bro. Let's keep it pushing, bro.
All right, Durag.
Back on.
Durag, back on you. Tua or Trevor Lawrence?
T-Law.
Young.
T-Law.
Tegan.
T-Law. Gap. Tua.
Aaron.
Sunshine. T-Law.
Donnie. Of course, we already.
It's T-Law.
Yo.
Get him off the pod. Get him off the pod. Right now. Get him off the pod. You're getting clipped for that, bro.
Hey! Where is boy? JJ.
T-Law, man.
Don't pick him. That's funny as hell.
Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, it's Trev.
Yo, that was wild.
Yo, Donnie, that was hilarious.
Gabe,
Gabe,
make a
right, so look,
turned into a cheerleader.
All right, so Drew, back on you. Tua or Geno Smith?
Tua.
Nigel.
Oh, man.
Geno Smith, baby.
JJ.
Geno.
Is this an anti-Tua podcast? Calm down.
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I'm very pro Geno.
I'm not gonna lie. I like Geno. I am pro Geno, but I'm not even gonna lie to you. He's not better than Tua.
Thank you.
Listen, I think Geno gets a little too much shit. I will say that. I think Geno gets way too much shit because, dude, that offensive line was so bad last year.
Terrible.
People really don't know how bad that O-line actually was. But I am still going to go with Tua.
Okay.
I do think it's somewhat of a debate, but I'm gonna.
No, I can hear it. I think Geno Smith's severely underrated.
Give me Hawaiian Jared Goff.
Christ Almighty!
Samoan.
Wow.
Whatever.
I get the better arm. I get a little bit more mobility. I'd rather that than and sacrifice a little bit on the timing and precision. All right, Durag. All right, I would take Geno, but it's not like a gap.
Young.
What is the
I'm taking Tua. This is y'all are nasty.
How do you leave?
You know how I feel about anything Seattle.
Nah, Durag, I really hate your football opinions. Honestly, I don't know what it is.
What?
I hate it.
Yo, super chat.
Yo, hold on.
Between
y'all, real quick, between y'all donation, shout out Alex. Just here to show some love. Appreciate you. But Stafford can't be top 4. 12 out of 15 years, 10 plus interceptions. The 3 years he's done not plus. He does not 10 plus. He played 9 games at most a year. But Drew, you can down your own sword. Good luck.
First off, shout out to Alex.
Throwing 10 interceptions is so normal.
Wait.
Normal. He won the Super Bowl. He led the league in interceptions.
He threw like 15 interceptions.
Stafford is top 10 easy for me.
I'm not
gonna say 4, but I see the vision.
He's closer to 5 than 10.
6.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah, he is closer to 5 than 6. As a passer in big game situations, there is almost no one that I want over Matthew Stafford. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
You're cooking.
He makes elevate offenses so much more than a lot of other quarterbacks that we don't really see very often. He made a let me not do that because I respect.
I'm already on the boat. I'm taking Stafford over Justin Herbert. I've seen enough of Justin Herbert,
and I love Herbert. Herbert is my dog. I've taken Herbert.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Herbert just. There's something robotic in his game that it frustrates me, and I can't. It's like he's scared to just let it loose, and that's not Matthew Stafford. And that's not Matthew Stafford. And that's what
Trent, the unfortunate truth is Herbert has not gotten better like we all thought. Herbert, to me, was immovable from number 2 since the minute, probably from year 2 on. I was not moving him out of that 2 spot. Exactly. And that was a hot take. I thought he was better than Josh. I thought he was better than Joe. We have not seen him progress the way that we all thought. And it's unfortunate, but it's
why do you think that? Why do you think that?
You saw 2020 Josh Allen had Herbert over him? You got it.
No, I know. And I just think technically sound, arm-wise, decision-making, in terms of pocket presence, not mobility like Josh Allen, but every single throw on the field, he hits accurately. He has some of the best accuracy in the game. I haven't seen him get to where I thought that he should be at this point. And I know it's due to situation. Keenan gets hurt. Mike Will gets hurt. The offensive line gets hurt. But again, it gets to a certain point where you got to overcome when you're one of these guys.
See, I'm not going to lie to you. I think you fell victim to, because I'm not going to lie, what you're saying, I don't think it's really crazy, but I think you fell victim to you overrating Herbert and then him not progressing what you thought he was going to be. Now
I still got him top 6. I mean, he's top 6
because I'm saying you had him top 2 lock. Like, that's what you're saying.
I know, but I just seen Josh Allen in bigger moments just be Superman for that team where he literally has to be the offense. I look at Joe Burrow and I see how obviously the difference in offense when he's in and out of there, but at the same time, when he's in there with how terrible of an offensive line he has, that's why I really can't use it too much as an excuse to Herbert, because Joe Burrow's offensive line is horrendous and he's still amongst one of the best pass offenses in the game.
I ain't gonna lie, last year was.
Joe Burrow has had way better play calling than Justin Herbert. So
that and too, when you have guys like Jamar and T, you're gonna that's gonna help you way more than that O-line.
And Mike Will are not.
Mike Will can't even stay healthy. I love Mike Will. Me and Jason are the biggest Mike Will fans on here. But when it comes to staying healthy, Mike Will don't stay healthy. He's only stayed healthy for.
You're right.
Since 2021, and when he stayed healthy in 2021, Herbert threw for 5K.
But I'm telling the problem,
I don't think
if you watch Justin Herbert, I think it was 2 years ago when they played Oakland, and he had 3 4th down conversions where you gotta throw the ball. That's why I'm like, okay, you show me, you'll make throws, but he just doesn't do it.
I know exactly what you're talking
Stafford
about.
will make these throws, and that's what frustrates me. All these big time guys we're talking about, you don't worry about them not making throws. Aaron Rodgers will make the throws. Josh Allen will make throws. Patrick Mahomes makes throws. All these guys make throws. Stafford will make throws. Herbert's the only one you're like, why aren't you making these throws?
Young, can I ask you a question?
Can
I ask you a question? Maybe there is a world where we all seen the stat of the Chargers offense producing a lot of points, but their defense has given up more points over those years. Do you think there is a world where Justin Herbert has the mindset of, I have to play conservative because if I turn the ball over, it's going to turn on to 7 on the other side of the ball, and he has that mindset where he doesn't want to rip it because he knows his defense is not going to be able to give him a stop. Whereas Stafford during his Super Bowl run, that Rams defense was underrated. Obviously, Stafford was the engine in that offense with Cooper Kupp. He feels like he can have a little bit more grace because he believes his defense can get that stop comparative to what Justin Herbert has been dealing with.
Well, I mean, you looked at it last year. I don't think that defense was great last year with the Rams, and he was still slinging it. You look at in Detroit when he went to the playoffs, the defense wasn't great. It's just, I think it's a mentality. I think Justin Herbert is a passive. He's a more passive quarterback for his talent. That's like, he plays a little more conservative. It's not an issue until you start pushing them. Like, that's why I take Stafford over him, because I know game on the line, which is what Drew talked about. Who do you want, Justin Herbert making plays or Matthew Stafford? Just off what you've seen.
I mean, Stafford.
Matty Ice. That's not the real Matty Ice. Don't do that.
The real Matty Ice. Cut the bullshit with that fraud in Atlanta.
Fraud in Atlanta. Fraud. JJ about to crash out. JJ
about to crash out. Ryan get us straight.
Why you calling
JJ gonna crash out?
I'm trolling. I got a guy on my podcast who loves Matt Ryan. I called Matthew Stafford the real Matty Ice.
Bro, that's not the real Matty Ice. Don't do that. Don't do that over here.
Okay, so Josh. Josh, you here, right?
Talk, Tegan.
Yeah, I'm here.
Talk,
What's up?
Tegan.
I'm gonna start off with you, of course, and Durag, we'll keep going. So, name a few more quarterbacks. Tua or Kirk Cousins?
Are you serious? Wait.
Starting with me.
Starting with Josh.
Starting with Josh.
Wait, Tua or Kirk Cousins as a quarterback?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is way better than that man. Far better.
Okay. Durag.
Kirk Cousins and Tua does not hold his net sack.
Donnie.
I hate you, Durag.
Donnie.
I mean, assuming we're gonna get the same old Kirk Cousins back from the Achilles, I'm gonna take Kirk.
JJ.
Give me Kirk O chains. Give me Kirk O bronze. Give me Kirkwood. I want Kirk over that Samoan, man. Come on, stop playing.
Tegan.
Wow. Hey man, we all know Big Kirko got that aura. Give me Kirk in his own tier compared to Tua got negative aura. Let's keep it above.
Tua has negative aura.
Kirk is every white
dad in New Jersey.
Karen.
This is a mid off, but give me Kirk.
Mid is crazy.
Mid is nuts.
Tua
is nuts. Respect Kirk.
Yeah, Nigel.
Thank you. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kieran, you have no idea what you're talking about, my friend.
Drew, who you got?
I'm going with Tua, man.
I respect the dedication. I respect the dedication.
Drew, you just said, when he said mid off, you said no, Kirk, respect Kirk. You didn't say respect.
I mean,
Tua.
we should have known that come on.
Right.
I respect Tua when you're talking around me.
I'll let
what does Tua do better than Kirk, bro?
Accuracy, timing, pocket presence, fringe.
Pocket presence.
He gets the ball out.
Hey. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Tua in the pocket is great. He is great.
Bro, he gets the ball out. Taking around. Doesn't mean his pocket presence is better. Like what?
I don't actually. I'm gonna be real. You're right. I capped.
And
honestly, Kirk Cousins. No. You're right. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, I respect the guy for
there are things in Tua's game. There are things in Tua's game that are legit terrible. I don't think Kirk Cousins has anything terrible in the game. I can't cap you.
I don't disagree, bro. I think Kirk Cousins is one of the most underrated quarterbacks.
Off structure, they're both terrible.
I agree. Don't go out of structure.
I'll say this. I've seen Tua out of structure too, make some plays, and I feel like that gets some completely put on the
rug. Yeah, I've seen Tom Brady make it.
Terrible offense.
It's only gonna get worse.
I've seen Tom Brady make out of structure plays too, man.
I've seen Michael Penix make plays off structure.
Yeah.
Michael, forget week one.
Hey, Michael Penix at least
forget week one, man. That shit was amazing.
Yeah, we saw Michael Penix.
Let's just do this last one so we can move on to the last topic with the
versus Michigan.
So I'm gonna start with you, Drew. Tua or Brock Purdy?
I'd rather a gun to the head. I'm gonna be really transparent with you.
Please get to me. Please get to me.
Nigel.
Strong.
Nigel.
I fuck with both of these guys. I think that the
wow.
difference between the two are this. Brock Purdy's more mobile. I think in terms of accuracy, in terms of deep ball, I am going with Tua. And again, you guys really criticize Tua's deep ball. Brock Purdy's deep ball is not good comparatively to Tua Tagovailoa also.
Sure.
In the grand scheme of things, his deep ball is not good, but also compared to Tua, it's not that good. Am I going to take a little bit more mobility as opposed to everything else that Tua can give me? The answer is no. I slightly lean Tua Tagovailoa.
Nigel.
It's close. I would take Purdy.
Karen.
I picked neither.
All right.
Karen, God forbid you have a quarterback that isn't top 5 that you
Russell
fuck
Wilson
with.
and Justin Fields. You talking about
Give me Brock Purdy, I guess.
Karen, who's your favorite squad?
He is Steelers fan.
You're a Steelers fan talking about mid?
I would kill for Purdy. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I would not kill for Purdy.
At least we didn't invest.
I would. I'm a Steelers fan.
At least we didn't invest $200 million for Tua.
Oh, thank God you didn't say Russell Wilson, because that actually would have hurt me. If you would have said Russell Wilson, that would have been a knife to the heart.
Fell off.
Hey, I appreciate those picks, Drew. I appreciate them. I appreciate Devon Witherspoon so much. It means the world to me.
Yeah, appreciate you guys missing the playoffs. Congrats. It really helped you guys.
How many playoff appearances have y'all had since y'all got
What was
Russ?
your last Super Bowl? Oh, heard it.
What was your last playoff? What?
I'm taking
JJ, why you laughing?
was true.
JJ, why you laughing? Y'all have 28-3. Why y'all laughing? Y'all drafted Michael Penix.
You got it, man.
That was crazy.
That is not the one you want to mention.
Tegan, who you got on? Purdy or Tua?
And I can't run the Wildcat every play?
Nope.
Lock the fuck in.
Come on, bro.
Let me real talk though. Let me get Purdy, because I as much as they had bad first halves, he did rebound. I get it; it's a great system, but if we're like splitting hairs, the playoff performances, Purdy's had some really good moments, and he stepped up compared to what we saw with Tua in that Chiefs game. I know it's the weather.
People
but
lost their fingers, bro.
Hey, I saw Mahomes get the job done.
His O-line was
Yeah, the greatest we've ever seen got the job done. What are we saying?
I think we all know Tua can't play in the cold, though.
Fact. December, January, I'm
shitting myself. Hot weather, he's the best quarterback of all time.
I just picked Purdy over Tua. Are we sure Purdy can play in the cold?
He gets blessed by the domes and he gets blessed by San Fran.
Are we sure Jared Goff can play in the cold?
Talk your shit.
What are we doing? Jared Goff is trash. Okay, I'll tell you guys that right now.
I'm just making
he sucks.
Purdy talking.
Purdy played at Iowa State. What are we doing?
I wrote a 5-paragraph essay on why Jared Goff.
Anyways, JJ, who you got, bro? Who you got? Purdy or Tua?
I'm not gonna lie, I got the real tribal chief, the real Samoa
Joe. It's crazy. Why
throw your ones up, boys?
Throw
your ones up.
No, man. Throw them ones up, baby.
Bloodline. The bloodline to go, but don't disrespect.
Not with Solo. Not with Solo.
It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that.
We chill. We good on Solo.
Who you got?
Solo is definitely the tribal chief.
Who you got? Purdy or Tua,
bro? Donnie, don't fail me.
I'll take Purdy. They're like virtually the same quarterback, but I'll take Purdy.
Durag.
One's more.
First off, the fact that y'all not valuing what Purdy can bring off structure compared to Tua's statue built up, like, come on, bro, what are we doing, bro? In the playoffs, he has better moments than Tua. What are we doing?
We saw Purdy against Green Bay. You can't fool me.
See, Durag,
but
Purdy's better.
At the end of the game, he had his moment. At the end of the game, Purdy played perfect on that final drive.
You're cooking. He was flawless. It was lit.
He played perfect.
It was lit.
Yeah, in the out of structure play.
That doesn't mean he played good though.
He also played
I saw Tom Brady play perfect on the final drive, and they won a Super Bowl, and he didn't even throw a touchdown.
Hey, young,
and he was Super Bowl MVP. One drive got Super Bowl MVP.
Tua didn't have a moment. He hasn't had a moment yet. So how can I? No, give me Purdy. Give me off structure.
I've seen a few moments in the regular season.
I'm taking Purdy for off structure too.
Yeah, off structure. Give me Purdy. He's better off structure.
Who you got, gang?
Me?
Yeah, who you got?
See, I think both of these guys are the same exact tier. Okay, it really doesn't matter what direction you go in. I'll tell you right now, both of these men, handsome men, are better than Jared Goff. I'll tell you that right now.
Fine.
But me personally,
man.
because of what Purdy has to offer as a playmaker and out of structure, I'm taking him personally. But
also, Drew, I want
but
you
the
to
deep ball doesn't matter to y'all.
Drew, I want you to notice too. Josh, he's 17
talking
talking like this. He sound like he's 30.
Yo, it's crazy as fuck that you say this. I'm literally about to say I can't see him, but he's got one of the deepest voices I ever heard in my life.
Bro,
he's Darth Vader. He's Darth Vader.
17.
He's Darth Vader.
Josh
17, bro.
Dude, I thought he
Bro's
was the
taking
All-State guy when I
testosterone.
first
He
met him.
has to be. What the fuck?
I thought he was the All-State guy.
hey man, balls dropped early.
Yo, lock it.
Alright, so look.
Josh, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna be the sickest Kratos one day. It's gonna be
All right,
great.
so look, bro. Look. We about to get into the last topic before we head out, bro. NFC South division, man, because we're getting close to season. We're about to start doing these division breakdowns. So NFC South, it's kind of, I'm in this division now because my pop's coach for the Bucks now. Of course, JJ bought ass with the Atlanta Falcons. I wish G Baby was here with the Saints, bro. He's sick though. But let's get to it though. So I'm gonna start off with you, Drew, and we're gonna go down the list. Drew, I'm gonna start with you. Who do you think is the most overrated player in the NFC South?
This is where I could be rude. I really don't want to be.
Do it.
I mean, it's got to be Baker Mayfield, unfortunately.
I was going to say the same thing.
The answer is, unfortunately, Baker Mayfield. Now, there are other guys that you probably could go to. Maybe you even – the thought enters my mind because I've been fooled by him. And, JJ, I'm sorry. I do think Kyle Pitts is talented. I think he's talented.
I knew it.
I've been waiting on it. I think it's this year. I think Kirk Cousins, he finally gets a quarterback. He's here. That being said, Drake London – with the same quarterback play, was a dog. He was better than Kyle Pitts was last year, but I think with Kirk Cousins, he's going to be better.
Disingenuous.
So he's not going to be my selection.
That's so disingenuous.
He's not going to be my selection.
I feel you, but the reason I'm saying that, bro, Jonnu Smith was getting more plays that Kyle Pitts should have gotten. They gave it to Jonnu Smith. Bro. I think that's so.
Is that a Jonnu problem or is that a Kyle Pitts problem?
And hold up. Can we acknowledge that Pitts was still dealing with a lingering injury? So that's what it was. Regardless if y'all that's why I feel like it's just getting dragged. And he was even Jonnu getting touches. I don't even care if Jonnu was getting touches, honestly, because Pitts still wasn't fully himself. We have not seen rookie year Pitts since we got a new quarterback in Marcus Mariota.
No, facts. So that's a fact. I agree.
So all I'm saying is, honestly, we're talking about last year. If Marcus Mariota don't get Kyle Pitts' knee blown out, we talking about a whole different story right now. I'm just gonna be honest. I just think that's really the case. I think they were supplementing for the fact that they knew Pitts still wasn't fully there for our team yet. That's fine. So
all right, Nigel, it's on you. Who you think is the most overrated player in the NFC South?
A couple names. I think the name that sticks out to me is Alvin Kamara. I think Alvin Kamara is not that great at this point anymore compared to where he gets
overrated. Alvin Kamara though.
Still, yes.
Like if someone came to you, Nigel, and was like Alvin Kamara, top 12 running back in the game, what do you think?
No, not close.
Hold on. Hey, someone out here telling me he's not better. He better than Kyron Williams right now.
So wait, Rashad White or Alvin Kamara?
Rashad White's a bum, so let's not.
Alvin Kamara.
Rashad White or Alvin Kamara?
Kamara. Rashad White was another name I was considering.
Kamara.
Because I don't like Kamara, but I'd take Kamara.
All right, would you take James Cook or Kamara?
What?
Kamara.
I'd take James Cook at this point.
And that's where
would you take?
I'm not gonna lie. I might be taking James Cook. I might be taking James Cook.
Would you take honestly that one I could hear. I really like James Cook. He just needs to catch the ball. That's the only thing that's a negative in his game.
Which is weird.
Travis Etienne or Alvin Kamara?
No, Travis Etienne.
Travis Etienne was one of the most inefficient rushers last season.
Because Travis Etienne was playing behind one of the worst O-lines in the
league. The O-line is trash in their OC.
And in 2022,
it's always the same. Saints offensive line's not good.
Okay, but in 2022, Etienne was extremely efficient as well. I feel like last year was more of a fluke than it was for Kamara.
3.9. 3.9's garbage.
What was Kamara? Kamara was like, what, 3.6?
But as a receiving back, he's still one of the best.
Etienne is a good receiver.
Kamara is Austin Eckler. Kamara
is literally Eckler now. He's Eckler now?
No, he's not.
Y'all are disgusting.
Bro, stop it.
Y'all are disgusting.
You're disgusting. You trying to say you about to tell me what a straight?
I'm talking about last year. I'm talking about how we were talking about him last
year.
Kamara
was not a good
receiver.
Can you not say, bro? That's your.
I'm not saying I'm taking Kamara over Eckler. My point is, last year, the way we were talking about Eckler last year is how we should be talking about Kamara this year. That's what I'm saying.
Not normal, though.
And you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Nigel, do you think he gets boosted because of the fantasy football?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
He is a. I love him in fantasy football because he catches
Is
all
that
of
the reference you're trying to make with the
a little bit?
Yeah, Kamara gets boosted because of his performance.
I agree
they
with
both
that.
do, Trent. I don't know. I don't know how you can argue that.
Because of his PPR performance and the catches that he gets.
But just think about this though.
You know that pushes narratives like a Amon-Ra.
I'm actually thinking, when has a time where people have overrated? I'm talking about just from really overrated Alvin Kamara really compared to Austin Eckler. Because Austin Eckler was never that good. Never that good.
I agree.
I'm not. Trent. No,
he's talking about this past
Nigel,
season specifically.
Hold on. Nigel, correct me if I'm wrong.
Gets way more slander than he does praise at all. I'm not gonna lie. From this season, I've never heard anybody give him.
I think people still rank him highly. I don't disagree with that, but I think people still rank him highly based on name value.
Maybe
because I'm still saying
Nigel, I haven't seen really people like running backs lists right now. They're ranking Alvin Kamara high. I haven't seen. I swear to God, I literally haven't seen one. So maybe
I still routinely see him in the top 15. I'll put it that way. I still see him often.
Is crazy to say that he's top 15?
You don't
like
think
in the back half?
I don't think that.
In the back half, is it really wild though?
Like Najee Harris or Alvin Kamara.
Najee is dumb nice.
I was gonna say I'm probably thinking Najee. I swear to God. And I'm not gonna lie,
Najee. Y'all gonna watch the tape on Najee. He's way better than
Najee. But I'm saying Najee is actually dumb nice. You turn on the all 22 tape, all the narratives that we talking about with Najee Harris, bro.
It's old. It's old news. It's old.
He had that play in his foot. That's really what fucked him up.
Nice. Yes,
he's all right.
Jalen Warren or Najee Harris?
Last
question.
Najee.
Drew, what you just said?
Jalen Warren or Najee Harris?
Hey.
No, Najee Harris to me clear. So I think that's not a conversation. I think Najee Harris.
I'm interested in the Steelers fans' opinion.
We still doing this.
Look, bro.
Drew, hold on. Drew, don't you got a co-host that says that Jalen Warren's top 10?
Yo, that's
yo.
He did say that. We looked at him crazy when he said
I'm not
that.
gonna lie. I wish
Bro, we follow each other on Twitter. I swear I added him up as soon as I saw that. I said Jalen Warren top 10.
I just want to say this real quick. Also, too, chat. We got 55 people in here. Make sure y'all like, subscribe if you new. Appreciate y'all coming, pulling up and pulling through, bro. But but let's keep going because I'm not gonna lie. This is getting nasty. Y'all getting nasty because you have Kamara.
Hey, not nasty enough.
So Karen, who is your most overrated player in the NFC South?
You don't even have to say it. It's Mike Evans. It's always been Mike Evans. Every time it's Mike Evans. He's not a top 10 receiver. People put him top 10. I'm done with it. It's Mike Evans.
He's done with Mike Evans in the top 10.
He's not top 15.
He's done with Mike Evans in the top 10.
I'm done with Mike Evans, bro. Done with Mike Evans.
Look, I'm about to look. I ain't gonna say too much because at one point I'm going to meet the man. I already met the bro. And he's gonna come up here, and I already know y'all gonna be digging when he come up here because y'all already know how I feel about Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
But it's JJ. Why are you so mad that he's saying that, bro?
Because, bro, you know, he's literally dragging it.
Is it dragging it though?
Dragging it like.
Well, Kieran, you don't think he's a Hall of Famer, right?
No, he doesn't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yes, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Now this is why I'm sorry. I know your I don't care what criteria you fit, gang. Mike Evans is a locked Hall of Famer, gang. No matter how you try to justify.
When you do something,
I know he's gonna make
whether y'all like it or not,
you're locked.
He should be in the Hall of Very Good.
Young, put your camera on.
I can't right now.
They should be.
Oh, you can't.
I can't. Yeah,
but he's
in the Hall of Very Good.
Young, you're taking a shit right now.
No, he's gonna get in the. No, I'm not. He's gonna get in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, respect it.
He's not a Hall of Fame type of guy outside of he has 1,000 yards, 10 seasons. You tell me something outside of that.
Young, you can't say that for a Hall of Fame career.
He has a Super Bowl.
I'll give you a perfect example. I'll give you a perfect example.
I just don't think his skill set is a Hall of Fame skill set.
But here's my thing, though, Young. Y'all know how I feel about Frank Gore. I think Frank Gore is highly overrated. But I'm never going to say a person who's top 2 in rushing yards all time is not a Hall of Famer. Like that. Like
I agree. They're gonna get in the Hall of Fame. I just don't think they're Hall of Fame type of guys for what I think a Hall of Famer is.
I will say.
Kieran said the same thing. I just disagree with that.
It's kind of hard to say that though. Like, kind of.
Are you guys calling Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer?
Where do you got Mike Evans
No,
right now?
Julian Edelman's not a Hall of Famer.
Look, Trent.
But Mike
Evans peak. Where was he ranked? As far like where do you think he was as far as
I think Mike Evans peak? You probably say top 10 back end.
Back in top 10. How long do you think that was?
Probably like 2 seasons.
He's probably been top 10.
This man's played what? 11 seasons.
He's about to be 11.
And he's only been top 10 for 2 of them. That's not Hall of Famer in my opinion.
But here's my thing though. We're talking about a Hall of Fame case, and he's about to do something because most likely he's going to break Jerry Rice's record. Most likely. So we're talking about him doing something that literally he's gonna be. Oh, Mike Evans. He's gonna.
No,
he's
gonna break
that 1,000-yard
record.
Got it.
So as far as the record, I agree. I'm just talking about his skill set and as far as what he is. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame player. I think he has Hall of Fame production.
Honest, and Quan,
he has Hall of Fame production. That's what
he probably Mike was probably at the back end, probably more years of the top 10. He probably was. I'm just in my back of my naming two. He probably was. So all I'm saying is that even though I think Mike Evans is a very good player, his career is the definition of a Hall of Famer, though. Like it is. I think Frank Gore.
No, but all it is just longevity. That's what it is.
Bro, we're talking about the Hall of Fame. Longevity, man.
Everybody who in the Hall of Fame doesn't have longevity.
And that's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
No, Trent. This is my point.
Okay, go ahead.
I think if the only argument is longevity, I don't think you're a Hall of Fame.
That's not the only argument, though.
That's not the only argument,
What's the other argument?
I mean, you told you just don't like it.
Bro was about to go on 11 straight seasons.
What if that 1,001 yard season was 999? That's all I'm gonna ask. What if it was? I know it wasn't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's not what it was, though.
It don't matter.
Then what would be your argument? Because you can't say, 10 straight.
That changes. And even then, he still had what? 9?
9, 10? The fuck?
I have a question.
But that's what Donnie's trying to say is if the argument is solely on the longevity and the point of he has 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
Bro,
like you don't say that about Randy Moss.
But you don't hear that.
When you're talking about real Hall of
Fame,
when we're talking about real Hall of Famers, this is just my opinion. My first argument for a lot of these guys isn't, they had 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. That's not my first argument. It's when I watch them play, they're different. That's what I think about it. When I watch Mike Evans play, I don't think he's different. Now, when I look at his stats, yeah, he's different. When I watch Frank Gore play, I don't think, he's different. I look at his stats, yeah, he's different. I agree. That's where I say, yeah, he has a Hall of Fame. He's gonna get in the Hall of Fame 100%. I just don't think he's a Hall of Fame, and it's no disrespect. I don't think he did anything at that level.
To that point, Kieran said the same thing, right? Kieran said like a very similar thing, right? And my whole thing is, regardless, the longevity is still there, and I know you wasn't really going with that. The longevity is still there. The fact of the matter is, he still was producing at I want to say a Hall of Fame level. Clearly, we're looking at it right now. We're still talking about it. And you just acknowledge that that's the fact, right? And then on top of that, he's still a Super Bowl champ, bro. Realistically, him doing all that, like all that stuff to me. At the end of the day, those that part of his resume, you
didn't speak anything about his game.
I mean, because regardless of what we're talking about his game, we already acknowledged the fact that he was in the top 10 for at least 2 years.
What about his game? Like, this is my point. You name all of look at the guys in the
my thing is only being in the top 10 for 2 years is a low bar.
Young, can you not say he's one of the bro? You act like it
was more than 2 years. I think it was more than 2 years. I don't think
that's a crazy wide receiver era too. Is he not playing the best wide receiver ever?
Like he's playing some of the toughest competition for that position.
But I think Antonio Brown, consistent top 5. Tyreek Hill, he's playing with Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins. All these guys were consistent top 5. Even a guy. No. Listen. Even a guy like Michael Thomas, who didn't even have the longevity to Mike Evans, he was still considered top 5. Mike Evans has never ever been considered for top 5.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. If Michael Thomas didn't get hurt and he continued to play, he's a Hall of Famer.
I agree.
But I'm saying the majority of guys
kind of his
naming,
point, though. I hear what Kieran's saying.
Wait, my saying is though, majority of guys that he's naming the ABs, you can argue he's top 5 receiver. Julio Jones, you can argue he's a top 5 receiver of all time. Like you're naming guys that literally.
But that's kind of why.
But this is our point. Like for example,
it's
kind of unfair to Mike.
That's not fair to him. Like
no. This is my point. This is my point about the Hall of Fame being soft. Amari Cooper, it has 7 1,000-yard seasons. And if he gets 3 more years, are you going to put him in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think it's
because
crazy.
he's going to have 10. He's going to have 10. That's going to be tied Jerry Rice and second all time.
Wait, straight?
I don't think. Huh?
No, just 10 in his career. Just 10 in his career.
I don't think it's crazy to say Amari Cooper be Hall of Fame. He gets 3 more. I don't think it's crazy.
Like, I don't think it's crazy.
We've seen players get in the Hall of Fame.
No, I'm not disagreeing. We're not disagreeing with him getting in the Hall of Fame. He is a 100% Hall of Fame lock, Mike Evans. It's just the point of the only reason there are guys who I think are better than Mike Evans that aren't going to get in the Hall of Fame is because of longevity. That's the only reason. And again, I don't think that longevity should get you into the Hall of Fame. That's just my opinion. Because everybody in the Hall of Fame has longevity. So what else do you do better? What else makes you a Hall of Famer outside of longevity?
Okay, but hold on. But let me ask you this though, yo. If he breaks a record that he's going to be 1 of 1 in, can I not put him in the Hall of Fame? Especially if
again, yes, he's breaking the record, but the record is a longevity record. In my opinion,
record is OD.
The record's OD,
and nobody else has done it.
Nobody else has done it. The records is OD.
But no, of course, I'm not saying it's not crazy. I'm just saying I don't look at it. I don't hold that extreme weight in longevity stats. I don't personally.
No, like
besides Jerry Rice, that's the only one, and that's his all-time stuff. Everybody else, I don't really care about it.
So you think Tim Brown is? Do you think Tim Brown's a Hall of Famer in your eyes?
For his era, yeah.
For his fuck.
That's the point, though.
Bro, all right, bro.
Bro, they can't control. They can't control where they play.
Thank you.
You just top 5 for his era.
Thank you. Mike Evans can't control when he played either.
Thank you. That's a dumb point.
But again,
inconsistent.
It's not. It's not inconsistent.
Mike
These
Evans
guys
can't
came
control.
no. Trent,
playing the best era of all time for wide receivers. He can't control that, Karen. He can't control it.
And Tim Brown can't control for being top 5 in his era.
So my point is, I don't really care about the longevity stats. That's it. Like I don't really have a lean towards longevity. I know that the Hall of Fame values it. I know y'all value it. I just don't, because I think Odell plays longer, he's a better receiver than Mike Evans. The only reason he's the only reason Odell is not going to get in because of longevity, to me, I don't think he can get in for longevity.
Odell's going to get in the Hall of Fame.
And there's guys right now that I think are better than Mike Evans.
JJ?
I know so. Odell's going to get in the Hall of Fame.
He's not going to get in the Hall of Fame.
There's guys that are not in the Hall of Fame. And guys that are like playing right now that are better than Mike Evans.
If he does, it's going to take a long time.
And we can just move it on. If Tim Brown's a Hall of Famer, so is Mike Evans. I'm not hearing twice. He's
1,000%.
It's a different.
I just don't
get like 9 straight 1,000 yards.
Why does it matter?
No, my thing is I just don't think Mike Evans does. I don't think he does anything in his skill set that is a Hall of Fame level skill set.
Bro, the Hall of Fame, they don't really take in skill set in account. Like,
the errors doesn't matter. I'm not hearing the errors, bro.
It kind of does, because I guarantee.
Is Tim Brown ever considered top 5
for his era? Yeah.
In the 90s?
Trent.
I also don't think Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but he's going to get in.
Okay, listen.
Who?
Jerry Rice, Chris Carter, maybe Michael Irvin. Who else?
Maybe.
I guess. Like, I don't know. We're not high on Michael Irvin. So.
Was he better than Andre Reed?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
No, he wasn't. Let's move on.
Maybe.
He wasn't.
No, he was not.
Andre Reed was a dog.
That's just my argument. I think the Hall of Fame in general is just watered down, because I think, but it's not Mike Evans' fault.
It is.
It's the precedent that they've already set. They've let guys who are average into the Hall of Fame.
I think it's disrespectful to say he's not a Hall of Famer, though. Like, it's kind of
no. He is he's a Hall of Famer. I just don't think he has a Hall of Fame skill set. Like that's all it is. He has Hall of Fame longevity and long production with the longevity. That's it. I don't think his skill set. But again, I don't care about stats in that sense. Like that doesn't move me. When I watch Mike Evans, I don't think, oh yeah, that's a Hall of Famer. Y'all don't either, because y'all haven't mentioned anything about his skill set when you say it.
Yeah,
when you watch anybody else, you're like, that's a Hall of Famer. Anybody else.
I watch Mike Evans. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, okay, so I got you, Donnie. But hey,
well, you didn't mention anything about his skill set, JJ. So
hey,
when I said what's his Hall of Fame case, you went straight to numbers.
We're just gonna move on. I talked about what he did of his career. I think he has a very decorated career. I think he has some of the greatest hands ever in this league. Like I don't know what else I can do, bro. So like
greatest hands ever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I think he has some of the greatest hands. It's like a drag. That's not a drag.
That is a drag.
That is a drag.
That's a drag.
Do you think his hands are better than D-Hop?
No.
Hell no.
DeAndre
D-Hop has to go hands, bro.
Larry, Randy.
So you have no argument for greatest hands ever, Trent. If you don't have, you don't have an argument.
You got to tell me he got Hall of Fame.
I didn't say he has the greatest hands ever. I said he has some of the greatest hands ever. I don't think he has the greatest hands ever.
You can say some of the greatest, or you can say very.
Does he have better hands than Antonio Brown?
No.
Thank you.
Antonio Brown is
Antonio Brown is the first thing we talk about with Antonio Brown.
JJ, what does some of the greatest mean to you? What does that mean?
That doesn't negate the fact you can still say, like, because Anquan Bolden has all-time hands. He ain't in the top 5. He still has all-time hands.
Like, thank you. Like,
is Anquan Bolden a Hall of Famer to you?
Me? Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
You said what?
Why?
Because he had a Hall of Fame career to me. Is that simple?
What would the Anquan Bolden? This is my
okay. So
point.
When he played,
I don't think they have all-time skill set. Like you talk about Randy Moss, you don't have to talk about it's everything. Jerry Rice is everything. Most of these elite guys that I think are in the Hall of Fame, it's everything. Now there's guys that are in the Hall of Fame that I think shouldn't be. It's not just Mike Evans. Don't think that. I just think
this is where you start losing me though, Young. So let me ask you this thing. This is a genuine question before, so we get back to this the NFC breakdown. Are you gonna say do you think Steven Jackson's a Hall of Famer?
I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I think he has a Hall of Fame skill set.
Can I ask what it is? Just asking.
Being 6'2" with elite agility, being able to read the hole at 6'2", 240 and move like he's 5'10". I think that's a Hall of Fame like skill set.
Okay. Mike Evans does similar shit. I mean, the dude's 6'5". He's still a great separator. His catch in traffic is amazing.
That's what a lot of 6'5" guys do.
Yeah, I'm with you, Donnie. We can move on.
That's what a lot of 6'5" guys do, though. Like,
yeah, but he did it better than a good amount of them, though. You know,
according to
he's not an average 6'5" receiver. He's so far above that.
Yeah, that is also true. But let's keep it going. Right? We still haven't finished. The what's name because we still on the most overrated. So, Josh, who do you think is the most overrated NFC South?
Most overrated?
Mm-hmm.
NFC South.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think people who still have Marshawn Lattimore in top 10 talks need to stop. So I guess
I low-key thought about him. That's not a bad point.
Like, there's not very overrated players in the NFC South, so it's kind of a hard pool. Like, besides really Baker Mayfield, like, it's a hard pool.
I mean, Marshawn's a good
and Kamara.
Marshawn Lattimore is still a great corner, but
Young, who's yours?
Yeah, I mean, mine was Mike Evans, but people say he's like I've seen people say he's a top 10 receiver all time. I think that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's insane.
I don't even think. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Say what you want to say.
I don't really Hall of Fame. You gotta keep it moving. Come on.
I just want to hear it because I might agree with you. So say it.
I don't even think he's top 20 all time.
I think
literally even as crazy as
Young. When I tell you, I think literally he's like at 20. So I agree. Like if he's top 20, he's literally at 20. So I agree.
I don't know. Top 40 for me. But Trent, I think Ocho Cinco's not going to get in the Hall of Fame. I think Ocho's a way better receiver than Mike Evans.
Keep rolling.
I agree. I think Ocho clears.
I'll also be honest. That is going to retire tomorrow, and I'm
not trying to get on it. But if Ocho clears, I don't think Ocho's getting in the Hall of Fame.
You don't think so?
You would have been in.
No, I don't think so.
But that didn't he? I forgot. Never mind. We're not going to.
I always forget when else.
The problem with Chad is that his prime wasn't long enough, and his total numbers won't get him.
Yeah, I didn't hear what Karen said, and I probably don't want to hear it. So yeah,
yeah, you don't.
No, that's not. What
is it? He said his prime was
no. I think Chad's
JJ.
All right, bro.
No, not the Chad Johnson. They're talking about Mike Evans.
That's crazy.
Look, I'm just go ahead and finish this off real quick. I guess you know. Okay, so for the basis of why I'm going to say this player is overrated is because of how highly respected this position group is in the NFC. And so in the Falcons offensive line, they are considered to be in at least the top 5, if not top 3, if not the best O-line in the league, right? And I think regardless, I think we're an elite running blocking O-line. I think we fare very well against the pass as well as a pass blocking O-line. But I think Caleb McGarry is probably one of the most overrated players on that line, if not in the league, honestly.
He sucks in pass protection, bro.
Exactly. I think he is a great run blocker. I don't even think he's elite. I think he's a great run blocker. He does it really well in the trenches, right? When it comes to trying to have empower schemes, down blocking, all that stuff, even in those situations. But in one-on-one pass protection, he is really, really bad. I think so. And so I think as a Falcons fan, there's still vast improvement needed right there at that right tackle position. I just think he's overrated in that sense. So yeah.
So he's Mike McGlinchey, what you're saying.
Yeah. Why are we taking shots at Mike McGlinchey?
He's not
Drew,
you
know.
I mean, my answer was Damian Lewis, JJ. So I'm not.
All right, so JJ, I'm gonna go. JJ, back on you.
He's gonna take my guy.
No. Who was the most underrated player in the NFC South?
So I'm not gonna be a homer.
Thank God.
And
really?
And you know, pick somebody that I really want to pick. And I'm gonna actually go with somebody I think literally does not get talked about at all. And that's Rashid Shaheed. I think y'all need to know.
Okay.
Y'all really need to understand that Rashid Shaheed is actually much better than what people give him credit for. I think he's very underrated in the sense of being a receiver in general. Clearly he's not number one at all on any team, but he could definitely be your number 3 and be your number 2 on a team that's not trying to win the championship. But on number 3 on a team that's trying to win the championship, I think he's a very good deep threat. You know, and I think he has very solid hands, and he's also very underrated as a route runner. But he's not in the top 10, top 15, but he's still very underrated as a route runner, and he creates a lot of separation in general. Even on failing on his routes a lot of the time. So got to give him that credit, bro.
All right, Young, go ahead.
I think Bryce Young is severely underrated. I think the heel turn we've made on Bryce Young because of incompetency is insane. I mean, who we were talking about when he was coming out, he wasn't Caleb Williams. We won't say that. And you can argue he's not Stroud, but people act like he's horrible, like he's a bottom 5 quarterback, and that's insane to me. There's plenty. I take him over a lot of guys. He's just in an awful situation. So I think Bryce
Daniel
Young.
Jones.
Who am I taking over him?
Come on, no, we're not doing this. We're not.
I'm
doing
definitely
this.
taking Bryce Young over
Sorry,
him.
Donnie.
We're
I
not
apologize.
doing that.
Not Drew. What? Not Drew. What's
Monty hates Bryce Young because of so-called low ceiling.
No, I don't hate Bryce Young. I like Bryce Young.
You said what? What'd you say, Drew?
All I said was Daniel Jones or Bryce Young. That's all I asked.
Bryce Young. Easy.
Bryce.
Nah, it's Bryce.
He's not the worst. He's not the worst QB in his division.
Hey, I'll say this: they both way better than Justin Fields. So, Josh, who's your
way
most
better? Night and day better.
Night and day better. Josh, who's your most underrated player in the NFC South?
When I look at the most underrated player in the NFC South, nobody talks about this guy at all. It's D tackle from the Atlanta Falcons, David Onyemata. He's one of the best run defending defensive tackles in the entire league. And like against the pass, he's very good, but doesn't get talked about because his edge rushers are absolutely dog crap. And he's the only one getting double teamed on the defensive line, not named Grady Jarrett. So he's really good.
Got hurt last year,
and he also got hurt this year, bro. If he didn't get hurt, it would have been he would be in top 10 conversations, but nobody talks about it. So
that's a very good cook.
Karen, who's yours?
I would say Jake Matthews. I still think he's pretty good tackle. Like people think he sucks, but he's pretty good at everything. I would say, like coming from a tackle. I don't think he's like in the upper echelon, but I think he's lower in top 10. So,
all right, Donnie.
I just want to say this real quick about Jake Matthews. Because I'm a big NFL draft guy. Every good tackle I see that's just good at everything and not great at anything, I just instantly compare them to Jake Matthews, like every single time. But no, my most underrated player, dude, he used to get on. This guy was on so many hype trains over the few years ago, and it really seems like no one talks about him. And listen, I know he's not the best pass rusher, but I still think Vita Vea is one of the better D tackles in the league. When you consider that he is playing the number of snaps that he is at his size, at 6'4", 350, like. Kieran knows this. I was a super anti-Jordan Davis guy coming out of the draft, and that was mainly because Jordan Davis just didn't have that much gas, and he got gassed out a lot, and he wasn't able to play a consistent number of downs every single game. Vita Vea can do that at his size. Not only that, dude, this is a guy who's just going to stuff the middle and just, dude, he stopped the tush push. He was the main reason for that. It's because he's so big, it's so hard to move him, and he's got decent pass rushing upside. I'm not saying he's a top 5 D tackle, but I still think he's in the conversation for top 10, top 12. I still
he's got way better against the pass, Donnie. And I know some certain people who try to downplay him like he's trash or something. Like, what?
Yes, I know people think I saw a D tackle list and I saw him at 22. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
You have to be really down on run defense to value him that low.
Exactly, and he got much better.
Like, hey, Durag,
you know. So what else do you value?
All right, so what's the name? Durag, go ahead, put your Bryce Young agenda. Go ahead.
Hey, like I said, Young alluded to it. I'm gonna dive in deeper. Y'all with this recency bias, this 2020 hindsight vision. A year ago from the draft, no one was saying this stuff about Bryce Young. No one had a problem when he went number 1 overall. You might have liked CJ Stroud. You might have liked Anthony Richardson's upside. Okay, that's fine with that, but come on. He's not garbage. So I'm going to tell you this right now. I think Bryce Young's going to be a top 12 to 15 quarterback next year. We're going to come back this time next year. We're going to look at his tape. Hey, the numbers might not pop off because of the situation, but we're going to go back from a year from today, look at his tape, and you're going to see that's a top 12 to 15 quarterback.
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson, the savior.
I ask a question to you though. Even though I think Bryce's situation was utter boop.
Terrible.
Can you not argue he was also dog shit?
You could be in the back.
He was. No, he was.
Yeah, both could be true. Right? Yeah, both could be true.
I don't think
he himself ran away from clean pockets. Yeah. He himself misread stuff over the middle.
Like Trevor Lawrence.
Stuff.
Like Trevor Lawrence year 1.
But Donnie,
you know, like year 1.
Trevor Lawrence year 1. Yes.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence was dog shit year 1.
But I've seen Bryce Young process all those things that he was down on. I've seen him do it. It's just I think his situation made him not do it. I just think. Like I've seen him do it. It's not like Michael Penix where I don't see it. No shade, JD.
I like Bryce. It's just my thing with Bryce is I don't know how good he's gonna be at his best. Just because, like,
he won't be. I mean, he's not gonna be. I don't think he'll be a top 10 guy.
He's smaller than Kyler and Russ, and he just doesn't have their arms, and he doesn't have Kyler's legs whatsoever. Like, I just think Kyler's had problems.
Donnie, I have a question. Would you feel better if Bryce played in San Fran?
Yes.
Boy,
I feel good if any.
This would be a combo. This would be.
I'm just saying, like, I think
here's the thing. Would I do?
No, Donnie.
I'm about to text you, bro.
Hey, Don, I'm gonna do this, Donnie. If he was in Miami, you swap him and Tua. Boy, what? Top 10 lock.
Does Bryce have the big time arm to hit those guys like Tua can't?
Wait, Donnie, I have a question.
Yeah, Durag had to do that because he knows every quarterback could go to San Francisco and win a chip.
Do you think Tua or Bryce Young's situation was comparable?
Oh, for sure, it's comparable. Bryce, like, I think both of them had the worst something I've ever seen in my life. T-Law had the worst coaching situation I've ever seen, and Bryce Young's wide receivers were some of the worst I've ever seen for a rookie. There was not a single guy who could create separation.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not hyping up Deontay Johnson, but going from Jonathan Mingo to Deontay Johnson is such a clear upgrade. Bro,
I don't think there's a lot of people that think they're going to be the worst team in the league. I don't think that. I don't see them.
I think Denver. Congrats, you got worse yak and worse.
I think they're going to be a mid-off.
First of all,
okay, I might have to interject here because see, Durag, you kind of, I feel what y'all are saying about Bryce, but I don't feel like y'all wasn't giving the same leeway to other players that we have completely slandered. The kick returner number 2, that for the Steelers. The kick returner.
Yo.
Because Justin Fields. Now, Trent. But here's the thing, though. This is all I'm going to say. This is all I'm saying. I hear y'all with the Bryce, right? But we've been saying this for that long. You can be in a bad situation and still play bad. Yeah. Bryce was in a bad situation.
He still played bad.
He was also horse, like
for sure,
terrible. But there's some major problems with Bryce Young game.
David Canales, save him, please.
There's major problems. All I'm saying is, me and you, we were slandering Justin Fields, OD. It was 4 years. His tape is one of the worst tapes I've ever seen. Even though his situation was bad, Bryce Young's situation was bad. He was still garbage.
Yeah, but Justin Fields had 3 years though. Now let Bryce Young do this for 3 years. Obviously, shit changed. But
to me, it's not even that. Justin Fields' problems that he showed in the NFL, he showed them in college.
In college, yes,
it's just when you're playing with all those ballers, that's what happens.
And I think Bryce Young's weaknesses also showed in the NFL.
All I'm saying is, Durag, you doing the 49ers.
I agree, but his strength,
he's not that physically gifted. That's just my thing.
Yeah, but his strengths also became a weakness, and I think that's where like he was playing a bad.
Also, too, Durag, let me ask you too. Like with the same question you asked about Bryce, if you put Justin Fields on San Fran early on, what are we saying about him?
We're having a hard
I don't think hold on.
Considering Kyle, I don't know if he's going to.
You said what?
I don't think it pans out because Kyle.
So JJ, you see what I mean now?
He has an ego.
I'm not going to lie. He probably
now.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Go ahead, bro.
Shannon has an ego.
I just feel like that's disingenuous to what we were talking about because we knew. I feel like personally, the only place that could have even fixed Justin Fields and the issues that he had coming out was San Francisco because of the fact that he was about to walk in to. You see how we talk about Caleb Williams right now, even though he's already clearly better than him coming out.
Shanahan doesn't want to fix him though.
Hold up. Because the clear issues that Justin Fields has when it comes to just making clear reads and all that stuff, regardless, all he had to do was go to San Francisco and he would have had guys that would have been easier for him to make those reads. It is what it is. That's just a known fact. The legs thing, we literally have seen that he
almost broke the low rushing record.
We've seen that Kyle Shanahan knows how to utilize. He can utilize.
Talk, Donnie.
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
It is the same thing. It literally is the same thing.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
It's literally the same thing.
He said Trey Lance.
He did not fix Trey Lance's issues.
Trey didn't even get a chance.
He didn't get a chance.
Trey didn't get a chance. He lost his job in the last pick in the draft.
Stop. No, hold on. Let me address that. Even when Trey Lance was playing, the style of football Kyle Shanahan was running did not cater to Trey Lance.
Y'all were disgusting, bro.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Hey, let's do a trivia, right? Real quick. How many games did Trey Lance play before 49ers starting?
He played 4 games. And guess what? He tried to make him a prospect.
4 games.
We knew Trey Lance.
That sample size, dude, we're not catering to his play style. So
okay, but look, no, hold on, time out. I'm about to cook that argument. I'm about to cook that argument. I feel like y'all act like things don't develop over a season for one, right? You only play 2 games or 2 games to start a season. Do you break your leg and you expect them to not understand that they have a timetable? And then they saw that what Brock Purdy was coming in and he was handling that. He was handling basically the similar situation. And as time went on, Brock Purdy was able to do more things. He was allowed to do more things. That's just how football works, especially with young guys.
No, you know what's
that's literally how it works.
Okay, JJ. Let's not be naive. We could put 2 and 2 together.
That's not naive.
Hold on. Let me talk.
It's a big word.
Let me say what I'm talking about. It's 5 letters. Stella. Everybody named Mama knew that Kyle Shanahan did not want Trey Lance. We can all agree on that. We knew he wanted Mac Jones. The front office stepped in.
I think he wanted Trey Lance. I'm gonna be honest.
I do too.
I think he wanted Mac.
I think he wanted Mac way more than he wanted Trey Lance.
You don't trade all that.
Kyle Shanahan's. Yeah, that's why
I don't think he wanted Mac.
They wouldn't go that far against their head coach.
He wanted Mac, but John wanted Lance.
They would not go that far against their head coach. They would never go that far against their head coach,
bro. You wouldn't double down to your trade. How many did they trade? 3 first rounders?
I'm gonna be honest. They didn't even want. They wanted Kirk Cousins. He wanted Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he wanted Kirk Cousins. He tried.
Yeah, he wanted.
Ended up with Jimmy G.
I think when you want to talk about Trey Lance, he's RPO.
But Young said it. This is Kyle Shanahan's fatal flaw. He doesn't want to adjust his system. Purdy fits his system to a T. He wants a guy who come in and Trey Lance not a processor. He tried to turn Trey Lance. He tried to say something with Jimmy G. He ran with Trey Lance. What are we doing? That was never going to work.
And you have to understand that Trey Lance
Purdy's a 4-year college starter who can process the game. He came in and fit the system to the T. That's why he looks so damn good.
I think I don't understand.
Trey, you know he played 4 games? Good Trey. Trey Lance averaged like 7 scrambles a game. He had him looking like a running back out there. That's why he broke his ankle. Just running everywhere.
His ankle broke in the pocket.
Yeah, he did break it in the pocket. And it was raining.
I'm not going to lie.
Nasty. You're literally just chatting right now.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. Durag, I'm going to stop you there. Durag, I'm going to stop you there because at North Dakota State, bro, at North Dakota State, bro, he was running.
Yeah,
bro, Durag. You have to understand, at North Dakota State, bro, he was running plenty of QB runs. Like, their system for Trey Lance was QB runs, RPO, read option. That was stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
that's his game.
He's not. You feel me? Trey Lance has never been a good processor, and it showed in the NFL. That was his problem. And Kyle Shanahan.
All I'm saying is, this is all I'm saying. This is just to get to so we can keep it going, keep pushing. The same talking points y'all have used for Bryce Young could have been said and was said about Justin Fields early on. And Durag, you shit on him crazy. So all I'm saying
is 3 or 4 years of the same problem.
Bro, I'm talking about early on, bro. I'm not talking about Justin Fields now. I'm talking about early on.
You didn't know Justin Fields was a rookie?
Justin Fields trained before everybody did the hill turn. like, come on, you haven't erased his history. The same talking points you used for Bryce Young, Justin Fields had them same talking points, and he was still terrible.
That wasn't me though.
So did you think Justin Fields? So would you say year 2 Justin Fields you gave him grace?
No.
Was year 2 the year he broke the record?
That was year 2.
Listen. I give Justin Fields grace because I don't think he was ever in a situation to develop.
You know why he didn't give him grace, Durag? I mean, JJ, because when I figured out Justin Fields was terrible in 2022, when I finally got the all 22 tape, he was with agreeing with me saying it all the time. He sucked.
Trent, I didn't know you in 2022. What are we doing?
Bro,
I didn't.
Durag, he was in the Discord, bro.
Was I?
Was I?
Yo.
That's the word. Like, I see why Drew be getting on your ass, bro. I see.
I don't remember my feelings with Justin Fields early on. I'm not gonna lie.
All I gotta say is, regardless, I will say I was one of the people I pointed out clearly early on that was one of the main problems with Justin Fields. I feel like I want to say, and I still gave him the grace. I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, you're gonna want to develop your rookie guy. I think he should have went to San Fran. Blah blah blah. But regardless, he clearly never fixed those issues. I think Bryce Young doesn't have those same issues. Is the only main point to that. It's the fact that the processing, but he does have a lot of other issues. So I'll say that.
So to go back on it, keep doing these breakdowns. I think we got like 5 more. Ain't nothing too crazy. Drew, who do you think is going to have the best offense in NFC South?
Oh, it's got to be the Atlanta Falcons. As long as Kirk Cousins is 100% healthy, it's got to be the Atlanta Falcons. A solid offensive line. You have Bijan Robinson now, who's going to be more incorporated into the offense. You can't forget the fact that Tyler Algier is one of the best backup running backs in the game. You have Drake London. Darnell Mooney is also now their number 2. Of course,
Darnell Mooney?
Yeah, you know that.
Darnell. Yeah, OD.
Darnell
Mooney.
Like 3 years.
Yeah, Darnell was definitely in conversations potentially as my most underrated guy too. I think Darnell Mooney is a really good wide receiver too. He was pretty damn good as a wide receiver 1 over there with Chicago with Justin Fields, but then of course Justin Fields ended up being Justin Fields with Kirk Cousins. Ultimately, I think that this offense is going to be explosive. It's going to be pushed down the field vertically consistently, and we're going to see a bunch of these guys break out. Drake London can enter conversations he wasn't in last year. Yep. We're going to have Kyle Pitts get back into where we all assumed that he would be when he first had his rookie season. This is an easy decision for me. It's got to be the Atlanta Falcons.
Cooked.
Cooked Drew.
Best QB, Falcons. Best O-line, probably the Falcons.
Best running back.
Weapons. Best running back, Falcons. Best receivers, Falcons. I don't even think this.
How about this? Look at JJ's face, bro.
Does any?
He's so happy.
Okay, just to clarify, does anybody think any other team will have a better offense?
I mean, let me chill out.
What you mean? I mean,
Carolina, bro, you gonna get booted.
Push the Panthers.
You got a top 12 quarterback, top 3 running back. You have Drake London, who's gonna go crazy.
Donnie,
Kyle Pitts.
Do you think any team besides the Falcons will have the best offense in NFC South?
I think if things go at their absolute best, the Bucs have a chance. But I agree. I still because you know what? We'll get into it later. We'll get into it later because I'm going to be talking about Tampa a little bit later.
If everybody is at their best, the Bucs have no chance.
I agree with that.
If everybody, Kyle Pitts,
you know what? I'll get into it later.
Let's forget that Kyle Pitts is a generational talent.
I'm high on the
came out your mouth, Donnie.
I'm not gonna lie.
If Kyle Pitts gets back to his rookie year, they're gonna have a top 5 offense.
I have no money, even though I'm wearing the Bucs cap. My pops just got on the team, but I'm not gonna lie. I've been saying it. All Atlanta needs is a quarterback. They got Kirk Cousins. They are clearly, and I think I'm not gonna say a major gap. But to me, it's a clear.
It's amazing.
They are clearly the best team in that division.
It's like 2 tiers.
So yeah, I'm gonna say this because I think what you said right. You said everyone else agreed, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just to throw in a little perspective though, even though I am the resident Falcons fan, I'm happy and I agree wholeheartedly. The one thing we still got to factor in is just how my boy Kirk is gonna come back. You feel me?
Yes.
That's it. That's really it. If Kirk comes back and even plays at 70%, 50% of what he was, yeah, we're definitely. Yeah, I think we're taking that division. I think it's finally happening that we're taking the division clearly over again.
I don't think people understand.
If he plays like he did last year, you're easily the best offense.
Yeah, for sure. So if that's last year, if he plays like he did, and I also will run the belief that he has he's one of the only guys that can really recover from that type of injury.
Bro,
so
y'all don't even. If Michael Penix is y'all's quarterback, y'all have the best offense in that league. Kirk is great, but Michael Penix he's way better than Desmond Ridder. Way better than Desmond Ridder.
I'm not even arguing
the best offense in the division.
Yeah, bro, like I said, it's crazy because when the Falcons actually make a decent playoff run, all this Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff talks are literally going to be nipped in the bud. And I can't wait for it.
I can't believe people think
Why are
that
people
Jared
even
Goff
debating that? Like, it's going to get me mad, bro.
Bro, I don't know.
Like, bro.
All I'm saying, Josh, I'm telling you, the only reason why people think Jared Goff is better than Kirk. The only reason why people think that
worst
Jared Goff
quarterback in the league under pressure. I don't care.
Look. The only reason why people think Jared Goff is better than Kirk is literally because they made it to NFC shit, bro.
That's it.
I swear it is. And maybe they like because they might like Jared Goff more, even though Kirko he be wearing the chains. So I don't know.
Big Kirko chains, Kirko Frost.
JJ, back on you, bro. Who do you think have the best defense in the NFC South?
Come on.
Okay.
I think this one's.
I will actually say this.
I think you can argue 3 teams. I think you can.
You can make an argument for my team, but I'm not going to do that. I still think I won't let y'all do that if y'all will. But I still think, I think 2 teams have this argument. I think they're really tied. And one of them has to stay healthy. And I think y'all understand who I'm about to say. I think even though the Saints lost, what was it? They lost, not Saints. Even though the Panthers lost, who was it? Did they
Brian Burns.
They lost Brian Burns and Frankie Louvu, right?
Yeah.
I think even though they lost those 3 guys, which are very key pieces to their defense, I think that defense is still very elite. And like in the terms of the South, I think as long as guys come back healthy, they can still arguably be the top in that race for the top 2 in our division. But I still think the Saints are clearly going to be the best defense as of right now until things change. They have to show me otherwise. So I don't think anything's really changing for them.
All right, Young, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's the Saints. I think it's the Saints. I think they have the best secondary, even if it's not the best. I think up front, I think up front the problem is with Atlanta. I don't know who is going to get the pass rushing going on with them. Facts. I think it's glaring. I think I wouldn't say egregious, but it's pushing egregious. I think that's what's holding them back. I think the Saints, Cam Jordan, Granderson, Tyran's a little washed, but they have a Debo. They still have
brought in Chase Young.
Yeah,
does that move you?
Nah, Chase Young doesn't move me, sadly. But I think they just have the more well-rounded defense, and I think as long as they don't fall off, they'll probably be the best. But if somebody takes a step up front, like if the kid from Penn State for Atlanta takes a step, I think they become the best.
Abikedi?
Abikedi. I'm not going to speak on this right now. I'm just come back to this later, Young. But I see. I want to respond to one of the things you said.
Josh, you think the best defense?
Yeah, I think it's the Saints. Like again, Carl Granderson, one of the most underrated edge rushers in the league. Demario Davis is still there. Tyrann Mathieu still there. Like assuming that these guys don't regress massively, it's just really not a conversation. To be honest.
All right, Karen.
I gotta go with the Saints, even though I'm not high on Dennis Allen as a head coach. Still a pretty good defensive mind.
Yeah,
and their defense is probably the most balanced out of all the 4 teams. So I'll go with the Saints.
Ronnie.
I think this may be a hot take, and I think it's maybe just because I'm higher on the potential breakout of one of the players, Zion McCollum. I like Tampa's defense a lot. I mean, listen, I understand the edge is a massive problem. You know, Logan Hall, a guy I really like coming out, hasn't really lived up to it yet. Obviously, they picked Joe Tryon a few years ago, and that pick that didn't really work out to what they wanted. Kalijah Kancey and Vita Vea, I mean, you cannot think of a more perfect combo in terms of what they both provide on the field. You can't think of a better combo than that. So that's another reason why I like him. Levante David's still doing his thing, dude. Until I see actual regression from Levante David, I'm not going to say he's going to regress. Because he looks the same now as he did 5 years ago. It's kind of ridiculous.
You can say the same thing for Demario Davis.
Hey, JJ, it sound like Devontae Adams, huh?
You can say the same thing about Demario Davis.
And then another
big Famer right there.
Another big time name they brought on. They brought back Jordan Whitehead. He went to the Jets for a couple of years, and he's back. He gets to reunite with Antoine Winfield, who has a very good argument to be the best safety in the league. I think he's a very good safety duo. And the one big issues is that secondary. They lost Carlton Davis to the Lions. Jamel Dean is on the team. I'm a big believer in Zion McCollum. I loved him coming out of the draft. He was a 5th-round pick with crazy athletic upside. He went to a smaller school. It was like Sam Houston State or something.
Yeah, Sam Houston.
It was ridiculous. He went to a small time school. Loved his tape coming out. Dude was just a lockdown freak athlete, and he improved from year 1 to year 2. If he can take another jump, I'm not saying he's going to be one of the best corners in the league, but if he can just be good, I think that'd be massive for their secondary. So I'm going to say Tampa.
Direct.
Yeah, I think I got to go to the Saints. Cam Jordan, you talking about guys that were obviously the way he used to be, but Cam Jordan is still very, very good. Brian Breesy was a cool rookie, so he might take a step from year 1 to year 2. Young, you don't like Chase Young, but high risk, low risk, high reward. So he might show something on a 1-year deal. So he probably going into it, hey, make it or break it. If I don't perform, I'm probably basically out the league at this point. The secondary is still cool. You got Marshawn Lattimore. You added Khalil McKinstry in the draft. They also picked up Willie Gay in free agency. It's a cool addition. So I'll go with the Saints.
Nigel?
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints. They might have the best trio of corners maybe in the NFL. They probably have the best trio because we haven't mentioned Alontae Taylor. Alontae Nichols in the league.
Alontae Taylor is very damn good.
Yeah, Josh talked about Carl Granderson. I think he's underrated. Yeah, I think they're really balanced. I think at all from their linebackers to their D line, they're very balanced, and then their secondary is just off the charts. So I'm going to go with the Saints.
Drew.
Yeah, if Tampa had an edge rusher, I think I can hear the argument for Tampa being the selection here, but I'm going to go with the Saints. Cam Jordan, Granderson, Chase Young. Obviously, the secondary is great. Demario Davis is still one of the best middle linebackers in the game. We're linebackers in the game. Just got to respect them. I'll go with the Saints.
All right, bet. We'll go back to you on Drew.
I can respond to Young real quick, though, on that one thing you said.
Yeah.
So the only thing I will say, I understand. This is why I didn't say the Falcons, is because of the question mark on like the edge and stuff like that. I understand that.
Pass rush stinks, sadly.
For sure. But I think I do expect a huge improvement, and I think people aren't realizing it because of regardless. I know we didn't get Latu, we didn't get Jared Verse, we didn't get Dallas Turner even, right? But the fact of the matter is they still found a way to address all these different things with you could argue could be lesser, but I think these guys are going to show out to be guys like a Kobe Turner, Byron Young in the way of that how they pop onto the scene, right? And so I think just a couple of names you're going to still have to watch out for, and I think even a rotational pass rusher like Ebiketie can make something happen. But you watch out for Braylon Trice, you watch out for Brandon Dorless, and you watch out for Zion Logue with Rook and all them in rotation with Grady Jarrett and David. You
took Rook over Johnny Newton, by the way.
That's fine. I think Johnny Newton. I think Johnny Newton. I already told you how I feel. I think Johnny Newton's not going to pan out. But I think after that, you put all those guys in respective rotation with each other, and I think they're also going to pop off even when they're on the field for 3 downs, 4 downs.
I mean, to be fair, Rook is a better scheme fit. That's why you guys chose him.
I will also say, I know you guys, you may not love the Michael Penix pick, but the fact you went rounds 2, 3, 4 on all defensive line, that was cool with me. I'm fine with that.
Brandon Dorless, Braylon Trice.
That's what I'm saying. Braylon Trice, Brandon Dorless, Zion
I need Zach Harrison to break out. I don't care.
So
Zach, Josh.
All right, there was 2 more we had, but since we about to be at the 2-hour mark, we were debating all about this shit. We're just gonna get to the last one. Drew, I'm gonna start with you. Just the division standings for the whole division.
Okay, I'm gonna go Atlanta Falcons finish at 1. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. 3, I'll go this. Fuck, man. I'll probably go Saints. 4, Carolina Panthers. But I think the Carolina Panthers are going to be one of the surprise teams in terms of how people are automatically penciling them in as one of the worst teams in the league, maybe 2-3 win team. Honestly, to me, the ceiling, I could see them get to that 7 wins, truthfully. If Dave Canales comes in there and he immediately sparks this offense the way that he did with Tampa Bay, and now we're starting to see strong improvements from a Bryce Young, I can see the strong upside in them, and maybe with the Saints and their offense and how lackluster it is, I can see a world where potentially that could be an upset. But as of right now, I'll go Falcons, I'll go Tampa, Saints, and Panthers.
All right, Nigel. You on mute right now, gang.
My bad. All right, we good. I'll take the Falcons at 1. I think they win it finally after me picking them the last 2 years. I would go. That's tough. I would go Tampa second. I'll go Tampa second. I just don't expect them to fall off really. I mean, they've been kind of a similar team for the last 2 years. I don't really expect that to change. 3, I'm gonna go the Panthers. I really think the Panthers can be a middle of the road offense with the change in play calling, with the change in weapons, with Bryce Young's implied improvement, I think. And I'm gonna go the Saints. I know we just talked about their defense, but I think their offense has a chance to be like bottom 5. I don't like their running game at all. I don't like their quarterback. I love Chris Olave, but like if that's
the only part of the team
that's your main piece, like I just don't see that working out. So I'll go Saints last, Panthers third. No, I don't disagree. It's great for Carr because that's all Carr does is throw deep shots and check downs. So, but yeah, I'll go Saints last and Panthers third.
All right, Durag.
They some ain'ts anyways. I don't really care.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be Falcons. I'll go Bucks, Panthers, and Saints. I gotta push my Bryce Young agenda. I need that to hit.
Donnie.
W.
All right, 4 for me. I just think it's gonna be the Saints. I mean, dude, that offense is so bad.
Their offensive line, Ryan Ramczyk is gonna miss the entire year.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a small rant. I just hate the Fuaga pick so much because they needed a blindside left tackle, and I don't think Fuaga is that. I just don't envision him as a true blindside tackle. I understand. Alt was gone, JC was gone, Olu was gone. I get it. I totally get it. I would have taken Fatanu there.
Thank you.
You need a true blindside left tackle. And Fuaga, listen, he can develop, but the arm length isn't great. I don't think he's very patient. The footwork isn't great, and the hand placement is really hit or miss. I just think he's such a great guard. He's a powerful dude who gets in your chest and will bully you. At the second level, the third level, it doesn't matter. He just has a killer mentality. So I just don't think that's going to work out at left tackle. Their defense is going to be good, but that offense could be. Is it crazy that offense could be 32nd in points per game? It would not surprise me.
For sure.
The Broncos exist, but in Bo Nix.
Oh yeah, the Broncos do. You know what? Good point by Drew. Good point by
Patriots
Drew.
too.
The Patriots too. Okay, you know what? I'll say bottom 5.
All right.
Third, I'm going to go Carolina. I just think the improvements they made in the interior. Dave Canales has been wonders for the last 2 years that he's been at. He was on Seattle, did his thing with Geno, did his thing with Baker last year. Those are 2 guys that really had resurgent years. So I'll go Panthers at 2. Oh, I'm sorry, Panthers at 3, excuse me. I'm going to jump to number 1. I think Tampa wins this division. And let me explain because I know it's a bad take from a lot of people here. So this is why I'm picking Tampa to win the division. This is what I'm going to say. So recently I've been getting into kind of going back and looking at coaches and whatnot. And originally I was like, yeah, I'm picking the Falcons to win this division for sure. But then I looked at who the Bucs hired at OC. And I don't think, besides Dave Canales, I don't think there was another dude who I would have liked more for Baker Mayfield than Liam Cohen. And for most people, you probably don't know who that is. Liam Cohen has a long history with the Rams. He was there for 4 years, did his thing there, and then in 2021 went to Kentucky. In that year with Kentucky, Will Levis's best year, no question about it. That was by far his best year of his college career. 2022 goes to the Rams. Now, here's the thing. Who was traded to the Rams at the very last second, and won a game for them, playing very well?
Baker Mayfield.
It was Baker Mayfield. Wow. I guarantee you, Baker Mayfield walked into the GM's office and said, do I have a choice or say in who we could bring in for OC? Obviously, it's not fully on him, but he was like, do I just have some say? And I bet he probably threw out Liam's name out there. I really do. Because I think he really wanted him because he did such good things with. Am I right, Trent? Am I right?
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Can I keep going?
Johnny, you're cooking. Go crazy.
I want to keep going. Because I love Tampa. First, Graham Barton. Oh my God, they needed him so bad. Losing Ryan Jensen killed this interior so bad. Their tackles, good. I like Lou Godecki. Tristan Wirfs, top 3 tackle in the league. I think we can all agree on that. Phenomenal. All pro. Yeah. Graham Barton is going to be such a good center for them. He's just a killer in the run game, good in pass protection. And he was so good at Duke. he wasn't even playing his position. They were like, oh, yeah, he's just so good. We're going to throw him at left tackle. That's how good he was. Because he's like, yeah, he's the best athlete on our team. He's the best player on the team. Let's just put him at left tackle. He's going to be a dominant center, I think, for years to come. And it's going to improve the run game, because that's the big issue in Tampa is their rushing attack with the last few years has been horrific. It's been terrible. And I think Rachaad White is better than that. I'm not saying he's Bijan, because he's nowhere near Bijan. But I think this rushing attack, if it's average, that's going to help so much. And I think Graham Barton is going to make that leap to improve that run game day one. Because like I said, I thought he was a phenomenal center prospect who could start on a team day one and be a good starting center. And good is so much better than what they had last year. Right. And I would explain the defense. If Zion McCollum can take a jump, who I'm a big believer in, I think the defense can be real. I'm not saying great. Top 12, I think that's a fair range. If he can take that jump in the secondary. I like the safeties. I like the D-line. You know, the edge rushers aren't great, but I was a big Logan Hall believer, and maybe he can take a jump as well. I know I'm asking to take a lot of big jumps. I get that. But I think
lot of big jumps.
I get that.
This sounds like something else we were talking about on college football.
I understand. I'm asking a lot. But I don't think all these. I don't think. Hold on, just real quick. Let me just finish real quick. I don't think all this needs to happen. It's just I like the OC. The wide receivers are still good. The offensive line improved. I understand you can't replace Dave Canales because it's so hard because he's done so good. If anyone's going to do it, do even like 3/4 of what he did. I think it's Liam Cohen. I really think it's him. He was phenomenal when he was in college. He was phenomenal with Baker when he went to the Rams. Last year he was with Kentucky. We're going to ignore that because that was a whole train of a dumpster fire in Kentucky. We're just going to ignore that. This year he's back with Baker. The offensive line has improved. I think the run game is going to improve. The wide receivers are still good. I like the tight end. I like the coaches. I like the defense with the talent they have. That's why I'm picking Tampa. And at 2, I'm going to take the Falcons.
I hear you a lot. And I'm not going to lie. All your points you made, I kind of agree with.
Facts.
It don't compare to the Falcons, though. I'm going to give it a whole deal. All the stuff that you said about the Bucs, like I'm not even trying to like troll. Literally everything you said, especially on the offensive side, you said for the Bucs.
Yeah,
really for the Falcons. Because
the Falcons offense is probably
you talking about the Liam coach because he's a great coach.
Yes,
that is the equivalent of them replacing Desmond Ridder with Kirk Cousins, and I'm not gonna lie, it's even more.
Replacing Arthur Smith with Zach Robinson.
Yeah, like that's what I'm
Sean
saying.
McVay, another
I just stopped before we keep going.
I like Liam.
Let's get these. Let's just get these. Karen, you can just say the division. Don't have to explain, so we can head out and just let's.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you're good.
You know you're good. Right, you're good. I just want to let get out. So Karen, you got.
So for me, it's the Falcons, and then I don't really care about the other teams. The Falcons are just like way better than everyone. But I'll say Panthers, Saints, Bucks. The only reason I'm saying the Bucks, I'm kind of skeptical of how good Baker's going to play compared to last year because he did play really good. JJ, hold on, relax.
I'm good. No, Bucks. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yes, he said.
Go ahead.
Too.
I don't know.
Hold on. Just let him finish it.
It's not because I don't think they're bad. I just don't trust Baker on a consistent basis to be your starting.
And that's fair. That's fair. That's hella fair.
I just like Liam Cohen. That's it.
No, because like
the
Baker Mayfield cycle is real, Donnie, and you know that's true.
I know it is. I know it's real.
That's the one issue I have, and like I don't know. But
it's on the same realm as Jared Goff before
that's
this.
True.
Just
true.
before this season.
Yeah. I'm talking about Jared Goff, the play action motion.
Josh, go ahead. Go to your standings, bro. So yeah,
my standings. Falcons by far the best team. I don't want to jinx it. Hopefully, JJ. So Falcons number 1. But Buccaneers number 2. And then I'm gonna go Carolina number 3 for now because like I just don't see the Saints offensive line being like capable at all to hold a single block. Like you have to understand, Ryan Ramchick's gonna miss the entire year. Talise Fuoga at left tackle was one of the worst decisions I've seen in my entire life. Because one, he's he's mid at best in pass protection. Like he just like Donnie said, he's basically a guard. Like he should be playing right guard.
Pass protector as a guard.
Yeah,
I thought he was a guard.
As a guard.
All right,
he should be a guard.
Young, who's yours, game?
I think the Falcons walk away with the division. I think the Bucks come in second. I think the Saints are third, and then Carolina fourth. I think the Falcons are going to win the division by 3 games.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll die on this hill.
I wouldn't be surprised if they one seed in the NFC either. I wouldn't be surprised.
I said this, bro. If I say that, bro, I'm biased. I swear, it's not crazy. Like, bro, I think people forget Kyle Pitts is a generational talent. And I think, I'm not gonna lie, after when me and JJ was watching with Drake London, good guy. Drake London different. I can't lie to you.
He is different. I love Drake.
And I'm not gonna lie, already Bijan is Bijan. That's a top 5 back to be.
That's
and
number one.
No. Bijan's top 3. He's top 3.
Brees Hall's better. Brees Hall's better.
No, he's not.
I'm not mad at that. I think Brees Hall is one. I think they're 1A, 1B. But go ahead, JJ.
All right, so JJ, let's get to his
What
last.
about McCaffrey?
Okay.
Can we respect him? Jeez.
You want to talk about? Don't be scared about opinions. You don't want to hear my opinions.
On CMC, all right, please. Someone else goes.
So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and just say my rankings. I think I'm gonna give you the division records too, but I think the Falcons are gonna win it. Like finally, I think it's literally gonna happen. I think we're gonna go 12-5. I've already said that. I think we get 12 wins this year, and it's like without a shadow of a doubt. That's crazy. He's just a capper. I also think there are a couple question marks, right? Because this coaching staff, if y'all really want to know, is a very new coaching staff aside from Raheem Morris being and a couple other guys, but y'all wouldn't really know. But Raheem Morris being the one constant that's been in this league. We got Jimmy Lake as our defensive coordinator, right? Out of Washington. We already know how that fared and what he was doing out there. They got him up here, and he's our defensive coordinator. The one guy that that Donnie was bringing up, Liam Cohen, I would do the same thing for Zach Robinson, who I also will quite frankly say had a slightly bigger role, right? He was a pass game coordinator in Los Angeles for that Rams team, and he turned it up over there. Clearly, he wasn't a play caller, and this is going to be his first time play calling. So we have to see how that comes and how that fares for our team, right? But honestly, I have a lot of faith and I have a lot of general faith in how he's going to utilize these players and what he's going to do with these guys and utilize Kyle Pitts' unicorn skill set, find a way to make Drake London be elite in the power slot role like all these other elite receivers are. And so we're going to see a lot of great plays coming out of these guys. And, we already know how Bijan and Tyler Algier are going to be the two-headed monster back there. It's going to be very insane. We already know Bijan. So just trust and believe, especially with Darnell Mooney and Rondell Moore being able to take the tops off defenses. Just trust and believe. I think this offense is going to be something really serious. So after that, I had the Bucks going 10-7, but then I thought about it. I was like, they to lose one more game for me, and I think they're 9-8. And that's only because, yes, Donnie, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really like you really were persuading me with what a lot of stuff that you're saying too, right?
Nah, you were cooking, Donnie.
Like I think you were really persuading me with a lot of stuff that you were saying, but I just think that that's still a lot to ask for out of a lot of players. And now I don't think it's so bad. I do think Baker Mayfield will actually come back and he'll actually put up some solid games. Like, I mean, we saw him. He had some bad games. He put up some solid games, and not at the end of the day, I think he'll play relatively the same, if not a little bit better. But other than that, I just don't have a lot of faith in every single thing that you want them to do. And I think they could do some of that stuff and all of it. Like that online, I think that's generally is just going to get better. I think that's just the constant that for a fact that they'll get better. But aside from that, I think that you're asking a lot from a guy that's still improving. I think he could do it, but Sam McCullum still has a lot to show me. So I just have to wait and see. But I think they're 9-8, at best 10-7. After that, I think that the Panthers will be 7-10, and I think they'll be third. And I also think that the Saints will be 7-10 as well. So they'll be tied.
Oh, okay.
And so, but I think the Panthers take a game over them, and I think that's because of their offense actually being able to out produce and being able to go be better against that Saints defense, honestly. So, and that Saints defense got a really nice secondary, I tell you. But
they do. Their secondary is tough.
I think Xavier Legette is one of the guys. If he really does what he does, he's going to be one of the guys that actually ends up destroying that secondary. So
I don't think the Saints are going to suck. Their defense will keep them in games.
All right. So look, I appreciate everybody that came out, man. We hit the 2-hour mark. Drew, I appreciate you, bro. I thought you was only going to wait for 30-40.
No.
You should get Joel on here, bro.
Hey, bro, maybe one day, what's the name? We get all the pick aside people over here. I'll try to get Rev. He said he was busy today. But I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate everybody that's tapping in. Of course, we going live. Back on Thursday, college football. We're going to be doing it. We're going to do a way too early 2025 mock draft just because, all season we getting close. Make sure y'all tap into the VIP rooms to play interviews between me and Bama. We getting close to August, so that means training camp, the IRL, Tampa Bucks training camp vlog, the content that's going to be on the way. And yeah, but we're on the way, bro. It's just that simple. Like I said, Drew, I really appreciate you coming out.
No problem, y'all. Appreciate you guys' time, man. It was tough.
Facts on me, man.
It was fun too, man.
Appreciate
Good talking to
everybody.
you, but I'm not gonna lie, that QB list is fried, man.
So look, we out, chat. We gonna catch y'all. Peace.